younger girl being held captive in Kentucky.
The 16-year-old was reported missing in Asheville, North Carolina. 2 days later, Deputy Gilbert Asiardo with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office in Kentucky told WHAS an alert driver called 911 from a local interstate to say he saw a girl with her hands straight up.
Then you tuck your thumb in and all four fingers over that thumb and back and forth.
The driver recognized it from TikTok as a plea for help from domestic violence. The caller followed the car and stayed with it until police could get there.
The victim vehicle got off at exit 41. Our guys were waiting at the top of the ramp.
A 61-year-old was arrested. I'm Ed Donahue.
Coronavirus deaths in Russia hitting a new record 2 days after a 9-day non-working period ended in most of the country's regions. 1,211 COVID deaths as of today. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
Welcome to it.
Welcome to the second day of the rest of your life.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
At least it's another nice day.
It is.
It's going to be like
outside.
80 again today. The sun's out
Dude,
this morning.
the sun is that. See, this, okay, I keep saying it. Right now. Right now. This is the golden area, like the golden time to be southeastern New Mexican. The leaves are starting to change. Like even out the window, I can see just like the reds and the yellows of the leaves. I know it's that kind of crisp, cool outside that requires a jacket, but you're not going to need it later because it's going to be nice and warm. This is the prime time to be a southeast New Mexican. I love it.
There you go.
I love it.
We got a third season.
Cuddle weather. It's cuddle weather. It's long sleeve. It's not even long sleeve. It's sort of long sleeve t-shirt season, but yeah. I'd say it's like now thicker.
Like the AM.
It's now like thin sweatshirt season. That's what I would call it.
Now, what's the official measurement gauge that a sweatshirt goes from thin to just sweatshirt?
Well, at that point, you're probably dealing with temperatures consistently in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, but I mean the shirt itself.
Yeah, well, because you're wearing, from a long sleeve t-shirt is more of this material, whereas a thin sweatshirt is going to be like that sweatshirt material, but thin. I'm thinking like a jerseys.
Yeah.
With the Z.
But I think like technology has given us other materials other than cotton for these things. So now we got all these lycra wicking stuff.
Sure.
So like where does that
season? When do we go? When do we go into spank season? I'll tell you this. Okay, from a young lady's perspective, it would be considered cardigan season.
Okay.
If that kind of puts things into some perspective.
What about me?
Well,
what about me?
Grab yourself a cardigan. How about this? It's uncomfortable looking 90s cotton vest season.
Oh, there you
go. You remember those?
Uh-huh.
Remember those weird vests that we were all wearing for a minute that were just the vest, like the wool vest?
Yeah. To be honest, my whole life, I have yet to define a purpose for a vest. Like why of all articles of clothing we wear,
Kevlar?
The vest is really, I'm not talking like
warm, but just right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem very counterintuitive.
It just, because most people when they're cold, they kind of rub their arms together. And so you expose them with the vest.
Well, your idea is you're wearing a vest. Your boyfriend's going to come over and put his jacket over you when your arms get real cold.
Now, I could even, maybe make an argument for like a three-piece suit vest. Like, what's a fashion statement look? But like the Marty
Now,
McFly, I look like I'm wearing a life preserver vest.
The puff vest, which is real funny because my son has one, which it was his sister's because it's got like flowers all over it, but he loves wearing it.
Yeah.
So it's like a puff vest. So I call it, it's like his McFly vest. But anyways, so those are starting to come back.
Yeah.
But also, I've just recently like discovered that 90s style is slowly making a comeback, which is funny because I just like gave up on it.
Yeah.
I just gave up on the butt cut like a year ago, and now it's starting to come back. The look I'm specifically thinking of, and you if you came up in this age, you would know it. It's basically the Eric Matthews look, which is that wool vest I'm talking about with a white T-shirt underneath it, so you just see the sleeves and literally the butt cut.
Yeah.
Just right in the middle, split right down the center, the butt cut. My hair was never heavy enough to pull that look off, but that look where you have to do this thing to get the hair out of your face, or one of these, yeah. That look starting to make a comeback now.
Well, see, when I grew up, the butt cut was popular, but the difference was the butt cut was feathered.
True.
So
you're absolutely, yeah. It kind of, yeah,
it's more
waved
feathered.
out. It did. It really did. I'll give you, okay, you might actually remember this. Chris Hardwick from Singled Out.
Okay.
Do you remember the first or second season of the show Singled Out on MTV?
I didn't really watch it.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
But Chris Hardwick was the host.
Okay.
And he had that look. I mean, I could almost pull it up on the phone. That was the look. The vest with the butt. That was his look back in the day. I'm sure he regrets that now.
Abercrombie and Fitch, 1994.
Hard, like walked off a catalog page.
Maybe he was camping. Maybe he was just being a man. Yeah, that look. And they always got to kick up a leg like the Captain Morgan on something.
Like at any point in time, you could either be walking through a wheat field or starting a quartet with a group of friends in a street alley.
Look, there's a tree stump. I got to put my foot on it.
Like he just puts his foot up on a thing, puts his hand across his knee and goes, "I'm losing my hand." And then like three other guys just walk out of the shadows going, "Ooh."
Let's go to the barber. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We got a full slate for you for today.
Yes, sir.
We're going to start things off this hour here in just a little bit. We're going to have Dr. Peter Jewell join us from Loveless Regional Hospital. He's a family practice doctor, and we're going to be talking all about Diabetes Awareness Month. So we're going to be talking about diabetes and the signs and what treatment and things are available to you if you think or have been diagnosed with diabetes. So we'll talk with Dr. Jewell here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast Mexico will join us, give us an update on things happening, including their historic Christmas book fair, which is happening December the 4th. And more. I forgot the and more part. There's and more, and we'll talk about that and more.
Ooh, I want to tell me more about this more.
Here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then Robert Reynolds will join us in the 9 o'clock hour for his monthly visit, keeping us up to date on various activities and things, poetry, gospel singing, stuff like that around town. So
I got to tell you.
All right.
Speaking of Robert.
Okay.
He was out at Roswell Nissan a couple weekends ago. When
I
we
saw
did
him Saturday at the Veterans Day assembly.
Don't let that man fool you. He's got quite the upper body strength. I saw that dude hauling two heavy-looking chairs.
He's a Marine.
I know, but
he works out.
It was real impressive to see the man work. He had both those chairs. He's just like, I was real impressed. I wanted to scream out, "Heck yeah, Robert!" But he was, you know,
he works out like every day, or I don't know about every day, but a bunch of times a week.
He must work out.
He tells us. He weighed like 100 pounds or 150 pounds. Everyone weighs now. About a year ago, he went and, over a year ago, it was about 3-4 years ago.
Sure.
He went and, just got healthy. And,
right.
He went in Sun Country. He talks about it. He'll talk about it at the 9 o'clock hour where he goes there and works out. And, he'll probably kick both our butts.
Oh, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. He's seriously got that "don't make me angry, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry" energy.
And he's a Marine.
Yeah.
And you don't mess with Marines.
Oh no, they threw quit away a long time ago.
That's a mindset. Once you're a Marine, you're in there. You can't get that. You can't take that out of the Marine. You
No.
can't.
It's beaten in.
As a member of the military, I would never make fun of Marines. But,
Not to their face, no.
but there's a reason we, It's like, oh, Marines. Okay. All right, you guys.
Yeah, remember, I'm dating an Army brat, so there's been plenty of barbs thrown around.
I can get away with a little bit of talking smack about Marines. You can't.
Oh, no, that's just it. I stand back and just listen. But boy, do they ever fly.
It's actually a funny meme on Facebook I see every once in a while.
Watching an Army brat and a jarhead just kind of sit there and both, it's a simultaneous, we're going to talk shop, but we're also going to condescend like crazy to each other.
Yeah, and then they both bag on Air Force guys.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Because you guys are over there just counting your money.
We're just like, hey, we scored higher in the ASVAB. Sorry.
Dude, that's some of my favorite TikToks. It's like different. It's like the military and like how they pay. There's like the Army guys like, it's a good steak right there. He just slaps change down on the counter. And then like the Air Force guy walks in. He thumbs up a bunch of money and he strips off like $2 and puts it down on the counter. Walks away, walks back in, grabs one and walks again.
Yeah, there's some truth in those.
We didn't get rich just to spend our money everywhere.
Yeah. Although I don't feel like the getting rich was part of our deal.
No,
here,
probably not. No. But by comparison, I think
we spent less time in holes. Pretty much.
Fair enough.
It is 7:15.
And more time in holes.
Climb in a hole and find out what the weather is. Here you go.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a cold front on the way. No rain with that system, but the wind will be getting very gusty by tomorrow. A mix of sunshine and clouds today, and our afternoon highs topping out at about 80. We'll be in the mid-40s and a few clouds overnight. Sunshine tomorrow, slightly cooler with highs in the upper 70s, and that wind kicking up to 40 miles an hour. Sunny and mid-70s Veterans Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 52% with winds out of the north at 9 miles per hour. Going to see some increasing clouds today, so enjoy this clearness while we got it. Warm, though. High is near 80 with north winds at around 5 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight, gradually becoming mostly clear after midnight. Overnight low of 45 with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. For your Wednesday, sunny. Upper 70s, 77 officially, but it's going to be windy tomorrow. Winds out of the northwest 10 to 20 in the AM, increasing 20 to 30. Could see wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour tomorrow. Wednesday night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 41. West winds at 5 to 10, so they will calm down there in the evening hours. For your Veterans Day, sunny skies, a high of 71. Northwest winds 5 to 15. Friday, we will... Excuse me, I've been fighting that sneeze for about 2 minutes there. For Friday, sunny skies, a high of 66. Friday night, close to freezing. Not quite, but close. Mostly clear, overnight low of 36. And then looks like upper 70s for Saturday, sunny and 78. Mid-70s, mostly sunny, 74 for Sunday. All right, it is 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break here, about a 3-minute break, and then Dr. Peter Jewell with Loveless Regional Hospital will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 2,477 head of cattle sold on Monday on an uneven market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold steady to 3 higher, feeder cattle steady $1 higher, packer cows and bulls steady $1 lower. 3 to 400 pound steers 187 215. 3 to 400 pound heifers 158 163. 4 to 500 pound steers 175 187. 4 to 500 pound heifers 150 158. 5 to 600 pound steers 151 175. 5 to 600 pound heifers 136 150. 6 700 pound steers 138 151. 6 700 pound heifers 127 136. 7 800 pound steers 135 138. 7 800 pound heifers 122 127. Packer cows 58 to 68 50. Canner and cutter cows 52 to 56. Packer bulls 80 to 88. Feeder bulls 70 to 76. Top half the cow-calf pairs $1,000 to $1,335 per pair. Top half the bred cows $900 to $1,150 per head. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Welcome to the Asian market. This is Nok. Right now we have a new ingredient like galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf, and Thai chili to make tom yam goong and tom kha gai. And try out new delicious new soup on Saturday. Come see me at the Asian market, 5702 South Main. Call for order 840-5309.
Fergie's Plumbing and Heating now has financing available through One Main Financial. Let Fergie's keep your house warm all winter long. Call 622-2260 today. And when you get a new HVAC unit from Fergie's, you get a $50 Cattle Baron gift card on them. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating, 622-2260.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The verb form of the word run has been calculated to have almost 650 different meanings. So think about that the next time you run up your tab at the bar, and then run into a friend while you run away from the bartender. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Loveless Regional Hospital, Dr. Peter Jewell back with us. Morning, doctor.
How you doing?
Doing great. How about yourself? How's the fall treating you in your office here?
Pretty good. It's getting busier.
Yeah.
So, the last time I saw you, I was seeing probably, I don't know, tops 8 patients a day. Now I'm back up to 15, 16, heading for 20. Probably that's what they want me to be at.
Okay.
So, it's getting busier. What happened when I saw you last time, it was all a credentialing, insurance, you know how that goes.
Sure.
When you first started a new office, it takes forever to get all of the insurances on board with you.
Sure, the red tapes and everything else.
Oh,
and
no idea.
Well, and that's the thing. It's funny. It's like even though these people have already insured you, before. Now I guess I don't know. There's some. I guess there's other red tape they got to look at to see if that red tape jives with that red tape. I don't know.
Insurance companies wanting to make a lot of money. I think that's what it is.
I would not disagree with you one little bit here. But, of course, for folks that aren't familiar, Dr. Jewell is a family practice, basically jack of all trades doctor. You got to, if you have something wrong with you, he's the first line of defense for you on that kind of stuff. And obviously with family medicine, a lot of it can be done right there in your office.
Yes, sir.
But if it's something more serious, then you need to see a specialist. Of course, Dr. Jewell will make sure you get to those officials and things.
One of my philosophies when it comes to referring to people is I try very hard to send my patients to somebody that I would see myself.
Gotcha.
If I didn't feel comfortable seeing that doctor, or if I didn't think that my family, if I didn't want my family to see them, why would I send my patients to them?
Sure.
A lot of my patients become almost similar to family when I've seen them, because most of my patients have been with me at least 10 years.
And I got to figure as a doctor, especially a family practice doctor, it's by default just part of the job, because you come in and you see families, a couple times a year, depending on, how big the family is and how often things happen. But generally a couple times a year, you're seeing the family, and you kind of, and obviously when you're dealing with folks' medical history, you're getting a little intimate there. So you find out things about families, and you learn that, they go to your church, or they go to your soccer games, or whatever you're into. And that's kind of life. But you just by default, you kind of learn more about your clientele and things, because it's a more intimate relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a good thing.
You're correct. 100% correct.
Of course, this month, for folks that aren't aware, is Diabetics Awareness Month. We're raising awareness for diabetes. I ain't gonna lie. In my lifetime here, and I'm yours as well here. When we were kids, this was something a very few people had or talked about, and now more often than not, over 50% of the population has it. You know what I mean? It's one of these things, and it's like, well, what happened here, and there's probably a lot of variables in this here, but the thing is, this is something that every American, I don't care if you're a child or 78 or 80 or 50, somewhere in between, this is impacting everybody at every phase of life right now.
I myself am a type 1 diabetic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'd start out. Let's differentiate the two different types of diabetes, because I get this question every single day in the office. Type 1 diabetes, typically, not 100%, typically occurs younger in life. Again, there's all kinds of variables with that, but typically starts younger in life. I found out that I was a diabetic at the age of 11.
Okay.
And it was crazy because my parents had taken me to see Star Wars, had to wait in line. The original Star Wars, the first movie that came out.
A New Hope.
Yeah, exactly. And every 5 minutes I had to go to the bathroom. That is the most common symptom in type 1 or type 2 diabetes. If you're having to urinate a lot, you're thirsty all the time.
Is that your body trying to get the sugar out, in essence?
Yes.
Okay.
Because essentially you don't start passing glucose in your urine until your sugar's around 200-ish.
Okay.
Again, there's variables with that. But, if you don't know you're a diabetic, which they estimate about 15 to 20% of the population of New Mexico is diabetic, don't know that they are.
Yeah.
But if you don't know that you are, you just go about your regular daily habits of eating anything, and of course, here I am as a kid at Star Wars. What am I eating? Starburst. I'm shoving them into my mouth and popcorn. I didn't know any better. I didn't know I was a diabetic. But my parents thought, yeah, there's something wrong. You can't sit still for 5 minutes to watch this great, more or less it became more than a kid's movie. But at that time, that's kind of what it was.
Sure.
And I couldn't sit still for 5 minutes. I'm going to the bathroom, going to the bathroom, going to the bathroom. And my parents at first thought that was a kidney issue because they didn't know any better.
Sure.
And then I go to the doctor and sure enough, diabetes.
Okay.
So, that I wouldn't say that that's what I see every patient with, but almost every patient, that's one of the symptoms that they have.
Gotcha.
They're constantly thirsty. They got to pee all the time. They're losing weight, vision issues, all of these things, confusion, fatigue, all of these things can be signs and symptoms of diabetes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So type 1 diabetes usually occurs early in age. And the researchers are now saying that what they believe this is that sometime during youth, they got infected with either a bacterial agent or a virus, and our antibodies start attacking a certain part of your pancreas.
Okay.
The islets of Langerhans, beta cells, right? And that shuts off that part of the pancreas. You no longer make insulin. They used to term type 1 diabetics as insulin dependent. And that's more or less kind of the real defining factor.
Gotcha. They don't make insulin. You got to make it for them.
Right.
Gotcha.
So there's less type 1 diabetics out there. Type 2 is what we're seeing, not a pandemic of, but an epidemic in the United States of America. And type 2 diabetics, there's multiple reasons why this happens. Your cells can become resistant to insulin. Insulin's required to carry glucose into your cells. Every one of your cells, from your hair cells to your heart cells, requires sugar, glucose. It's kind of like gasoline in a car.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for you to get that glucose into your cells, that insulin has to do its work by carrying it through the cell walls, right?
Gotcha.
And you become resistant to it, almost like I'm going to use a drug addict, right? He needs more to get him high or keep him level, I guess. That's the only way to describe it. And you become resistant to this insulin. You need more and more and more and more and more. Sometimes type 2 diabetics get to the point where they need to start taking insulin for the very same reason, because it overloads their system.
Gotcha.
Some of the reasons why type 2 has become an epidemic, I would say our diets.
Mm-hmm.
We eat a lot of processed foods, lack of exercise. I mean, let's face it. When I was a kid, almost everybody I grew up with worked in the construction fields. Now people are computers and more sedentary lifestyle.
Sure.
Now, there are some exceptions here in Roswell. We're a big oil producing part of the country. So, yeah, there are a lot of oil workers. But then when they get older, what do? They go into management, right? And not as active.
Sure.
That can lead to it too. So that's why I think we're seeing a huge increase. And what do you see on every corner?
Yeah.
Fast food.
But I would make this point too, and now granted you're a doctor, I'm a dumb DJ, but
That's not true. That's not true.
But we look. I would also argue it's technology in food. You know, you look at growing up. You know, there wasn't. You know, in the 50s, there wasn't a frozen food aisle with every single thing. You know, you wanted to cook from scratch, or you know, the 50s they just really started doing like condensed milk and things that were the shortcut version of stuff. But to make these products, there's a lot of things they need to preserve it, to create shelf life, to make it look, additives, whatever. And I got a feeling none of that stuff is bad for us. And I gotta admit, I gotta think some of that is contributing to see these numbers as well. People just think, hey, I'm eating a bowl of carrots or whatever it is, and that's not really what you're eating there. You're eating this processed everything else. And so I think there's really some of that, people thinking they're eating healthy and they're really not.
Here's the key. If you want to prevent diabetes in yourself or your family, read the labeling. See how many grams of carbohydrates are involved with what you're eating and how big the serving size is. I have patients when we're talking about borderline diabetes, which is also rampant. I tell them, try to keep your meals anywhere between 45 to 50 grams of carbs per meal.
Gotcha.
That's easier said than done, because if you think about it, your average slice of bread, average means, there's some that are way higher, some that are less. One slice of bread, 25 grams of carbs. So if you think about it, you eat a sandwich, that's it.
You're done.
No fries, no potato chips. And what I'll tell patients, same scenario, I'll say, okay, you go to a fast food restaurant or to a nice restaurant and you order a burger that has a bun, obviously, and you want to eat fries, okay, perfect. But you probably want to drink water or a diet soda, not a regular Coke. Because if you drink a Coke on top of that, you're looking at your carbs being fulfilled for the entire day.
That regular, 12-ounce full sugared Coke is probably all the sugar you need.
Almost for the day.
For the whole day there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Especially if you get one of those Route 66s.
And I'm guessing you probably drink... the average that drinks Cokes like that, you say you drink 3 of those a day.
Oh,
and I'm probably lowballing for some folks. I bet there's people that pull down a 6-pack or a 12-pack a day.
You're correct.
Yeah, and if you just cut that out alone, you could probably eliminate some of your risk factors right there. If you're young and just trust me, I kind of wish. Now in my pushing 50, I wish I knew some of these lessons now and back those days. And we were just dumb kids, and we, hey, here's your sodas, here you drink. And now we're like, oh man, it's you got to really be proactive on looking at what goes in, and especially when you're at the grocery store. That is because, you go in these and you see all the labeling and the packaging and marketing, but when you start reading the actual nutritional list and some of the carb values on things, and you're like, man, 1 servings. And then you look, and the box rarely has 1 serving. It's got 4 servings. And you're like, oh, but it's like, you realize you're looking at 1/4 of the numbers if you eat this whole box here. And that's I think people don't realize that's where I think a lot of us are making mistakes when it comes to diet choices and things like that.
Absolutely. And then let's also look at what were you told when you were a young person? Okay. I even caught myself saying this to my daughter. Finish your plate. There's starving people in Africa.
Yeah.
I've caught myself saying that too.
Yeah.
So we're conditioned because I heard it over and over and over and over as a child. And when you have food that's good, it's just ingrained in your mind. I'm going to finish this.
Sure.
Right. And you don't need to. That's kind of what I'm trying to do.
Sure.
And trying to bring, this epidemic to, I'm not going to say a close because I don't think diabetes is ever going to go away.
Sure.
But at least improve the situation. We don't need to finish that plate, especially if you're going out to dinner. I recommend for my diabetics and borderline, there is an app you can get on your phone. It's called the Calorie King. And it has practically every restaurant here in town. You can pull it up and you type in Big Mac, right? And it'll tell you the amount of carbs. if I'm going on my memory here, but the last time I pulled that up, I think that a Big Mac alone was either 46 or 48 grams of carbs. Remember how I said that 45 to 50 gram level. So that's just something to keep in mind. Get that app if you've got a smartphone, because you can type in things. Okay, you go to a fancy restaurant and they're not
alternatives.
They're not gonna. It's not gonna have lasagna at, let's say, the Pasta Cafe, but you can type in lasagna and you can at least get a basic idea.
Yeah,
right?
they all, the basic ingredients of lasagna are the same: the noodles, the sauce, the meat, the cheese, and what other things, but ballpark it. And to be honest, the differences aren't going to affect that, because one chef may use one seasoning, or that kind of stuff's not going to mess with it too much. It's the the flour, the
pasta,
wheat, the pasta. That's
and,
what's going to kill you there.
And here in New Mexico, I'm half Italian. Okay, so where I grew up, the food that we ate in Chicago, which was where I grew up, was very pasta heavy, right?
Yeah.
Pasta's made up of flour and butter. Okay. Here in the Southwest, my three favorite types of foods are Asian food, Mexican food, and Italian food. All three really bad for you. I'm being honest.
Yeah, all loaded in carbs and but delicious.
Here, the tortillas, it's almost the same thing. You've got flour and lard instead of flour and butter. That's carbs and fat. Fat breaks down to carbs like that.
Sure.
And so you're just carbs upon carbs upon carbs upon carbs. That's how we have this epidemic getting worse and worse and worse with type 2 diabetes.
Gotcha. So, and that, again, it's really about paying attention to those things. Here's the good news, though. If you do, being diagnosed with diabetes today, it's not a death sentence. If you listen to your doctor and you start trying to work the program, you can live a long, normal life. Obviously, you got certain rules and things. You're not going to shut down the ice cream buffet or nothing, but
and the times are changing when it comes to diabetes. Back when I first was diagnosed, my doctors would tell me every single time I went in there, they'd point their finger at them, don't eat sugar, don't eat sugar, don't eat sugar. And I can remember this is long before I became a diabetic. I actually asked my doctor, and again, this is 40 years ago. I said, have you ever tried to go one day without eating sugar? I mean, seriously, one day without sugar? Sugar's in ketchup. Okay, sugar's in everything except maybe water, And
you got to look at that. If it's some kind of flavored weird water, there's probably sugar in that.
So now the focus has kind of changed. You got three things to do with diabetes. Number one, your diet. And we kind of already talked about that, 45 to 50 grams of carbs. Exercise, which is the key that I think a lot of my patients fall down on.
Well, that's your great cheat. Like,
yes.
And what I mean by that is you're burning the calories, you're doing things. So if you do mess up with the food, you're actually doing some benefit there and say, all right, well, at least now I can work it off a little bit, and that'll help. Help speed up the metabolism, which will process this stuff better, and in essence, make my sugars better.
You're absolutely correct. And the good news is, because it sounds like we're all talking doom and gloom today, but the good news is the medications nowadays. Almost weekly, I find out about a new diabetes medication. And, when it comes to my philosophy, I try to hold off insulin to the very end, because giving somebody insulin, I'm on insulin, it can cause a lot of non-compliance. They forget to give their shot. They don't want to. It hurts. There's all kinds of reasons why they won't do that.
Sure.
So that's the last-ditch effort. And nowadays, with all the medications that are out there, we've got SGLT2s, GLP-1 agonists, all these different types of medications, and every day a new one coming out. The philosophy now has changed to kind of match your diet and activity level with your medications, exercise, and diet.
Gotcha.
And
to make it more patient friendly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Something they can get behind.
You mentioned the ice cream bar. You're correct in that. They can't close out the ice cream bar, but you can still have ice cream within moderation.
Sure. Well, you got to balance life. I mean, it's like, great, I'm going to live to 90, but I'm sitting in a bubble eating rice cakes my whole life. I'd rather knock 20 years off and enjoy it, and there's something to be say that. I kind of, my own self, I lean a little in that world here.
Yes, sir.
But we can't do, but we can certainly do both. I mean, we could say, you know what? All right, let's compromise here. Let's or at least start thinking about what you're putting in your body. Let's start let's say, all right, you got 2 types of pizza here. This one's made with a cauliflower crust. This one's not. Let's give this one a try and see what you think. If you like it, maybe we can give this a try,
Or, okay, maybe you hate the cauliflower pizza. Instead of eating the big thick crust, eat thin crust.
Sure.
So there's all kinds of, shortcuts we can get to with diabetes. And then let's say it's your birthday, right? There's a piece of cake sitting in front of you, right? You're okay to eat that, but remember that next meal, no carbs.
Yeah.
No carbs.
Sure. You don't after you're done that cake, don't go and have a big tuna sandwich with with 10 pounds of mayonnaise and bread,
And another way to actually help you keep your diabetes under control, they have this wonderful device now. It's called a continuous glucose monitor. I have one on my body right now. I change out the monitor every 10 days, and it can give you a continuous glucose reading. In fact, before I came in here, I hate to admit this, but I had a little bit of candy because my sugar was crashing. This is early for me. I usually start work at 8, and I didn't have time to eat breakfast this morning.
Well, I thank you for coming in.
Yeah, no
this
problem.
morning.
But I checked it right before I left my house, and I saw that it was going down, and I didn't want to sound like not intelligent when I came and talked to you this morning. So I had a couple of sugar. Stop. You're intelligent. I listen to you. I don't want to say every morning, but almost every morning.
Well,
so
thank you.
don't ever shortcut yourself. Trust me. I worked in radio 40 years ago. Wait a minute. I got to think about this.
We'll just go
30
20.
years ago. 30 years ago. So yes, sir. So trust me, when it comes to doing what you did or do, it takes a lot of prep work. And if you're not doing prep work, you are going to sound, with your finger up your nose.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
So you need to give yourself more credit. So that's bottom line.
Well, thank you. I'm a self-depreciating humor type guy anyway. I figure if I can make fun of myself, then that gives me license to make fun of other people.
Absolutely.
But when we talk about this here, let's talk. Let's go back to warning signs here and begin. Like you said at the beginning here, if you're seeing someone that's frequently having to go pee, to go urinate,
that's the big one.
That's the big one.
I would probably say that's the number one most commonly seen sign.
Gotcha.
Is having to pee all the time, being thirsty all the time. Believe it or not, hunger can also be one.
Because your body's craving different things?
The glucose.
Okay.
Because believe it or not, because
the sugar's not getting where it's going to.
Yeah, you've got plenty of glucose in your blood.
So is it kind of like, if I'm getting real rudimentary, but kind of give people a grasp it. So basically all the sugar that's coming in is getting stored there, but the distribution system is messed up, so it's not getting it anywhere.
Exactly.
So you just keep piling more in, and here we go. It's depleting the places that need it, and where you don't, it's adding as fat and everything else, I'm guessing.
And you can also see, believe it or not, with diabetes, especially type 1, and I've seen it happen in type 2 too, you can be very large, and all of a sudden you have a 30 or 40 pound weight loss, almost immediately.
Gotcha.
And what's occurring there, it's almost the same thing as the keto diet, okay? The keto diet works because people are burning proteins once you get to a certain point. First you're going to burn fats because that's what's available.
Sure.
But then you start burning proteins, which happens in diabetes too, because your cells need that glucose, as I was explaining, and it will do anything to get that. And it actually causes burning of your metabolism.
Okay.
It speeds that metabolism up. So you're always burning something. And with that, you start to lose weight, and considerable amount of weight at times, because it's all coming from your protein.
By the way, it's not a diet you recommend, but
I usually don't recommend the keto diet because there's some research that shows that it can create insulin resistance, which can lead to borderline diabetes. Insulin resistance is kind of almost the same process. When you'll lose 40 or 50 pounds, in a couple of months.
Sure.
But then when you start eating carbs again, guess what? You gain it all back plus some.
And that's my problem with like the diet, that diet mentality anyway. It's like, yeah, if you're losing to lose a bunch of weight, sure. I can see that as a option, but you've got to remember that at the end of the day, you can't go back to once you've hit your goal weight, you can't just say, all right, game on back to eating again, because you're either going to gain it all back or gain more back. But And so if you're going to make that decision, you got to make it a lifestyle decision, and you got to, and I think even folks with diabetes, when the doctor tells you you're pre-diabetic or you're diabetic, you're going to have to make some changes here. A lot of people are like, oh, great, I'm going to be eating kale the rest of my life. And you can't do that either, because you're not going to work if you just do that total, all right, if you dive in with both feet, I think you burn yourself out on
Yes,
that
sir.
a little bit. So all in moderation. Changes in moderation. When you're making a lifestyle change, little at a time, keep making progress forward. Because if you try to bite off too much at one time, you're setting yourself up for getting overwhelmed and then just regressing.
Crash and burn.
Yeah, and I mean, and if I'm saying anything wrong here, please.
No.
You're
straight on the mark.
Just my own life experiences and stuff.
Straight on the mark. You know, I can tell you one of my best controlled diabetics that I've ever seen, and I've been seeing this guy for close to 13 years. We were talking before about everything in moderation. You mentioned that as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost a bunch of weight. He was a very large gentleman, lost a bunch of weight, and then he more or less during the day had very well control. In the evening, he'd eat ice cream almost every single night. You know, he was treating himself, but it wasn't, 3 bowls of ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit.
Sure.
And with that, it kind of still gave him the satisfaction for his sweet tooth. But, he was
I'm doing my best, but I can still do what I want. Yeah.
And he was always, we have this indicator in hemoglobin A1C, which is a 3-month evaluator of how well you're doing with your diabetes, right? And there's this magic number, and this changes almost monthly with the American Diabetic Association. Anywhere between 6.5 to 7 is considered controlled, right? This guy is always in the low 6s, sometimes even in the 5s.
Wow.
And he's still eating ice cream. So, he's using that same kind of concept, what I was talking about before, the 40 to 50 grams of carbs during the day, and actually even below that. And then at night, he has, I'll say, maybe 50 to 75 grams of carbs with the ice cream.
Okay.
And, that helps him stay happy.
Gotcha. I would guess too, and maybe, and I'm no expert on all this, but when you do it, when you go to bed, I mean, imagine that has some variables in there too. What your body does at night when it's recharging, restoring, and things like that, and how it uses the sugar. I imagine that plays a role in that somewhere too, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. In fact, most diabetics, I'm not going to say 100%, because when I have a diabetic come in to see me, I try to get them to do our finger sticks, at different times. If you're a type 2 diabetic, Medicare, which most of my patients are on Medicare only allows you to check your sugar once a day, which is a travesty in my mind. But what I have my patients do to get around that is, we'll say on Monday, I have them check it first thing in the morning, right? And then on Tuesday, we check it right before lunch. And then on Wednesday, right before dinner, and we just repeat that, right? So once a day, but one day, first thing, next day, right before lunch, the next day before dinner. Most diabetics have trends. And as I already said, most diabetics, it's really high in the morning, but I've gotten all different kinds. So then what I do to help with that is change the timing on the medication, which helps a lot of people. And a lot of my diabetics are on 2 or 3 or 4 medications. And so in the morning, we're taking the standard with metformin. At lunch, maybe we're taking the Giardians. Giardians is something that helps you expel sugar through urination.
Okay.
I mentioned earlier that most times we don't start smelling sugar until about 200.
It lowers that number?
Yeah, it lowers it to around 80 to 100.
Okay.
And also...
So it's like a flush system.
Yeah, almost. It opens up gates in your kidneys. It helps, you to get that glucose out.
Gotcha.
And it does it in a good way, because let's say you don't know you have diabetes and you're spilling it in your urine at that point. That means your sugars are around 200. Glucose is a very complex molecule, and it can damage your kidney unless you're taking this medication I just said, because it's opening up the gates.
It's not letting it linger around in there. It's
Yeah,
getting it out.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, folks, if you're looking for a family, a practice doctor full time here, or maybe you're thinking, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to
Get
start checked out here, and maybe I'm hearing some of this stuff and I'm peeing a lot more than I normally do. Maybe I do need to get this looked at.
Oh, the other thing to remember on that too, family history, especially with type 2 diabetes. If you've got somebody in your family that has diabetes, get yourself checked. It's
Sure.
really easy.
Well, it's
really easy.
It's like you said, more people are more susceptible than others here, and that DNA, obviously, that's the roadmap. That's, you look at your parents, you look at that's the roadmap of everything. And so odds are, if your parents and their DNA is having the problem, you're probably it's no different than a lot of other things. When they talk about heart disease or breast cancer, any of these things, there's a lot of hereditary connections there on some of these. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So get it looked at here and make the decision. And I'm telling you, if you get that the call here or get this says there's a whole world of options to you. And even and I'm sure when you sit down here with Dr. Jewell, he'll give you all those resources. But even outside of that, talk in the extension office. They have programs and things that diabetics cooking classes, so you can learn
Absolutely.
different recipes and things. So if you're like, man, I'm a pizza, it's going to hurt me. All right, well, let's find different ways to enjoy that pizza
You're right.
and things that you can do it more often, but with healthier ingredients and
Exactly.
things like that. So,
Exactly.
so schedule an appointment with Dr. Jewell's office. You can call 575-627-4200.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not sure if is that your office number?
Yes,
or-
sir.
Very
That's the
good.
office right here in Roswell. And
Very
that's
good.
That's the best number to reach, because there's also another number that you can call, and that'll patch you down to Albuquerque.
Gotcha.
And then when that happens, let's say if you're a newly diagnosed diabetic, I'm going to spend a little bit more time with you, kind of tell you some of the things that we talked about here.
Gotcha.
You need to know that. You
Absolutely.
can't just go into this blind. And
Well, you got to arm yourself with the information
Yeah.
and the education with it, because you're entering a new phase in your life, and let's be honest, the more of your family that's involved with that, the easier it is, because diabetes really is a family cure. It's
Yes.
When one person's eating a diabetic's menu and the rest of the family isn't, that is not
Doesn't work.
That does not bode well for folks. So
no, it doesn't work.
awesome. But again, call Dr. Jewell's office, 575-627-4200, and anything through Loveless. If you got maybe if you need a specialist for something else too, I'm sure they can redirect you to wherever they need to go, or check out the loveless.com website, and you can find a doctor right through there and
Absolutely.
look up everything you need there, and including Dr. Jewell here. So
We're trying to expand too at Loveless. So, call us. You never know who we're going to have popping up.
absolutely. Well, do we get everything we need, at least for now, or do you...
I think so. I mean, if you have any questions, ask me now, because
Sure.
honestly, I've been a diabetic for 42 years. I've walked a mile in these patients' shoes.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. And,
And I imagine that your patients can appreciate that, because, especially if you're, we always have these images of doctors always talking down to you on things and stuff. That ideology is changing, obviously, but there's still people with that mindset. But when you got a doctor that's like, all right, well, I got to go take my readings. You want to take, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? When someone's walking those steps with you, it kind of makes that path a little easier,
Well, I've always prided myself. My big thing when I see a new patient, or any patient actually, is communication.
Yeah.
If I don't listen to what my patients are saying, then I'm going to miss something. And that's one of my pet peeves when I see doctors and they do that, where they're just sitting at their computer and typing away and not
Sure.
paying attention to you. It's time to move on.
Well, you're a bit of a detective. I mean,
Yeah.
as a especially a family practice doctor, where
Yes.
people saying, I got a owie right here. Well, there's about a billion things that could be coming from.
Yep.
Let's ask some more questions here, and so that's part of the tool of being a doctor, is listening what the patient's saying. So
Absolutely.
So come, and if you got those issues, and then of course, if you just general health medicine, if you need physical, if you need just general care, you come in and got a growth or something on the skin, something you want to look at, something you gotta, some stuff you see the doctor for.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Jewell can handle it for you.
I've seen a lot of things in my 13 years of doing this. A lot of things.
Yeah, you'd be surprised with everyone burning warts to everything in between.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We'll let you get to the office, and
All right.
I'm sure you got a bunch of people ready and waiting to see you here.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Awesome.
And always, it's a pleasure talking with you.
As well, thanks for talking to us, and go get a real breakfast now.
Yeah, no more Skittles, right?
That's right. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
It is 7:53. Let's go ahead and get you up to date with local news, your Kim Commando update, and your Chavez County Sports Report. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. The city of Roswell has a new recreation department director. Colette Hall began her new duties at the beginning of this month and brings 25 years of experience in municipal recreation with her. Hall is a native of Lubbock, Texas, and spent much of her career in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She actually retired from a previous job, but said she got bored and decided to go back to work. In Carlsbad now, the new police substation is open in the 4200 block of National Parks Highway, right near the Quality Inn and Suites. Mayor Dale Janway says the goal of the new substation will be to increase accessibility and to help the city better serve the public. Also in his monthly newsletter, Janway gave updates on highway projects, saying the State Transportation Department is currently in the design phase of the New Mexico 31 and New Mexico 128 highway projects. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
By the end of 2021, Amazon's massive fleet of delivery drones was to fill the skies, bringing everything from toothpaste to laptops right to your front door. What happened? I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. One Sunday evening, 8 years ago, Amazon's Jeff Bezos confidently predicted on 60 Minutes that by the fall of 2021, Amazon's delivery drones would be literally everywhere. Of course, they're not. In fact, it's safe to say that the drone plan is a massive failure. But if anyone could have done it, it certainly would have been Amazon. So what went wrong? Begin with corporate overhype, and then the more practical concerns such as national security. Could you imagine a sky full of drones, some making legitimate deliveries, others threatening the national power grid, and who knows what else? Don't look to the skies for Amazon's drones. They're just not coming. Get more tech smarts 24/7 at Commando.com.
Hackers are smarter than ever, and more than 90% of malware changes constantly to evade detection. You need the right software to keep you safe. Hoping for the best won't cut it anymore. Total AV's award-winning antivirus security suite offers complete protection you can rely on. With built-in adware, ransomware, and malware protection. You hear me talk about the increasing number of phishing attacks and fake websites? Well, Total AV's Safe Site browser extension detects and blocks these dangerous phishing sites automatically. Best of all, you can protect up to 5 devices on a single account, including Windows, Mac OS, iOS, and Android devices. Not only have I found the best protection out there for my listeners, I've negotiated an exclusive deal just for you. Right now, get an annual plan for only $19 at protectwithkim.com. That's over 85% off the regular price. Head to protectwithkim.com right now for 80% off. That's protectwithkim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a cold front on the way. No rain with that system, but the wind will be getting very gusty by tomorrow. A mix of sunshine and clouds today, and our afternoon highs topping out at about 80. We'll be in the mid-40s and a few clouds overnight. Sunshine tomorrow, slightly cooler with highs in the upper 70s and that wind kicking up to 40 miles an hour. Sunny and mid-70s Veterans Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report, with Gateway Christian winning the six-man football championship and the tragic passing of Mickey Reeves kind of dominating the sports report yesterday. We didn't tell you about the other teams, and most of them did pretty well in the playoffs, the football opening round. Goddard, for instance, in 5A, blew out Valley 56-14. Goddard plays Roswell in the next round Friday night at 7 o'clock. NMMI likewise disposed of Thoreau 48-8. The Colts play at number 4 St. Mike's on Saturday. Dexter likewise smashed Cuba 35-0. They'll play against number 2 Socorro, and Hagerman gets blown out by Eunice 54-3. They played earlier this season. Eunice won in overtime, so I don't know what's happening with Hagerman. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Fatal opioid overdoses nearly doubled in recent years among Massachusetts workers, according to an updated study from the State Department of Public Health. The new state report, which builds on a prior study covering 2011 to 2015, shows the rate of opioid-related overdose deaths among workers across all industries increased. A Florida man pleaded guilty Monday to defrauding the state of California out of more than $10 million in tobacco taxes, federal prosecutors said. Akrum al-Rahib, a former California resident now living in Miami, admitted conspiring to commit mail fraud. On Wall Street, the Dow up 104 points to 36,432. The Nasdaq up 10 to 15,982, and the S&P 500 up 4 points to 4,701. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
It's that time of year when your home is filled with friends and family. The perfect time for new furniture from Glenn's. Reinvent your living room with stylish power reclining furniture. Make room for the whole family with a big, beautiful dining table. Surprise your out-of-town visitors with new bedroom furniture. Glenn's has quality furniture you'll be proud of for years, and they'll deliver it for free. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell. Glenn's, making the season bright and beautiful since 1953.
Roswell is our home. That's why we've all got to do our part to stop illegal dumping. Throwing your trash, clutter, or yard debris in the alleys, sidewalks, or streets is a crime, and it takes time and money to clean it up. Those caught dumping illegally can face fines of up to $500. You can help by taking your waste to the landfill once a month for free with a paid water bill. Call the City of Roswell Solid Waste Department for more information at 575-624-6746. Help keep Roswell clean. After all, do you want your kids to grow up in a dump?
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ, God forgave you.
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, and to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us we sow and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Again by the House, all as Congress faces a December legislative pileup. Bob Agnew reporting.
The lawsuits are mounting in the wake of the deadly rap concert in Houston. 8 people died when attendees rushed the stage. Attorney Tony Busby represents family of one of the victims. He argues that
no regard was given to the safety of these young people at the concert, that there was no emergency response mechanism in place to help those who were in an extremist situation. There was not enough medical personnel, enough security personnel, and there were more people there than should have been there.
Several hundred people were injured. Inflation at the wholesale level up 8.6% last month from a year ago, matching September's record annual gain. More evidence that inflationary pressures are not easing. Wall Street, the Dow down 127 points, the Nasdaq off 107 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Your pets have the same energy they used to? Do they have problems with itching, scratching, a dull coat, or goopy ears? Then your pets need Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
For over 20 years, pet owners have trusted Dinovite to supplement their pet's diet.
We started Dinovite, and in our first box, we noticed a difference.
Dinovite is an all-natural daily supplement made from whole foods that help support your pet's immune system, digestion, skin, and coat.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
Today's commercial pet foods are processed at high temperatures, which bakes out all the essential goodness. These processed foods can lack the essential vitamins, enzymes, and probiotics that contribute to overall good health. Adding a scoop of Dinovite to your pet's food bowl is the answer.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you'll want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. All 4 of them are on the Dinovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Poland warning of a possible armed escalation on its border with Belarus, fearing its neighbor may try to provoke an incident with hundreds of migrants seeking to cross into the EU. The BBC's Adam Easton in Warsaw.
The Belarusian authorities' denial that they are involved in helping the migrants cross illegally into Poland contradicts the narrative put out by Washington, the EU and its member states. The Polish government has published photographs of migrants sat inside Belarusian service vehicles beside the border. Migrants who have managed to cross into Poland have told officials and journalists that they were escorted to the border by Belarusian servicemen who helped them cross in places where Polish guards were not present.
Knife-wielding man threatened passers-by in the streets of the Norwegian capital Oslo earlier today before being shot dead by police. Norwegian media publishing footage of the alleged attacker. Authorities say one police officer was slightly injured. News and analysis at townhall.com. The UN humanitarian chief urging Myanmar's military leaders to provide full access to more than 3 million people said to be in need of life-saving humanitarian aid following the February military coup.
Martin Griffiths warns, without an end to violence and a peaceful resolution of the nation's crisis, the numbers will only rise. He says access is vital because of growing conflict and insecurity, COVID-19 and a failing economy. He also urges donors to respond to a UN appeal, saying less than half of the $385 million required has been raised since the military ousted the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
American business icon General Electric will divide itself into 3 public companies focused on aviation, healthcare, and energy. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Yeah. Hey, I was watching, speaking of Beavis and Butthead, I record breaking the bands and things like that from time to time and stuff when there's nothing else to watch. So I got them sitting on a DVR at the house. So I watched the one for AC/DC over the weekend.
Okay.
And the breaking of the band, that episode they were showing. Of course, AC/DC were their 70s and early 80s.
I would say the good, like real good AC/DC, like Angus, like young AC/DC. Yeah, 70s to early 80s.
Well, really, yeah, and that's
then Bon Scott took over and things sort of went weird.
Well, what happened was Bon Scott, when he died, Bon Scott died of alcohol poisoning, basically.
Right, so I mixed those. Bon Scott was first, and then,
Well, no, Angus, that was the brothers.
Okay.
The 3 brothers.
Right.
And then they had another lead singer. Then Bon Scott was like their second one.
Okay.
And he was like he's the one that took them to stardom.
Right.
He's the one where they blew up and got big. And then he died. And then really after he died, they kind of, they got Brian Johnson. Matter of fact, Brian Johnson, the guy that I guess he's their current singer.
Still.
Yeah, he did have a spot there where he took a hiatus and Axl Rose took over for a little bit. But weird. But Brian Johnson, he's kind of. But by the way, Bon Scott endorsed. Like they had in the breaking of the band. I can't remember which brother, I don't remember if it was Angus or one of the 3 brothers. Right. They were saying that that Bon Scott had said, like, in some conversation, like, if I ever get kicked out of the band, you go talk to this guy Brian Johnson, and so they go, and that's my universal, not American.
Address all complaints to Michael P. Winters, care of Pecos Valley Broadcasting,
and so that's how he ended up in the band. But my whole point of what I was going to bring up here. AC/DC had a resurgence there in the 90s, and that's where Thunderstruck came out and all that. You know who you can thank for that?
I'm going to say Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead, because the AC/DC on Butthead's or Beavis's T-shirt, kind of people got and started checking out AC/DC, and they got popular again. And then so they had that new wave in the 90s with Thunderstruck and all the others.
I wasn't allowed to listen to AC/DC growing up because I was told that AC/DC stood for Antichrist Devil Children.
Which is not.
It's not. It's currents. It's
It was literally when they were in the room when they were making their band and everything, they looked and saw AC/DC on a sewing machine. And they said, "That's cool. That's our band."
Wow.
That's literally where AC/DC came from.
They could have been called, like, one of the best bands of all time could have been called Singer or Brother.
Could have. But so anyway, that was the whole story of
neat
when you did Butthead, and that's what reminded me of it. I got a couple of announcements.
Ooh.
Announcements. Sorry, that's from my scout camp days. Mesa Middle School, their student council would like to invite all veterans to their Veterans Day drive-by parade. That'll be happening Thursday, the 11th, Veterans Day. They're asking veterans to meet at the Broadmoor Shopping Center, where the old Sears, the Ashley store, that shopping center. Meet there at 1:50 p.m. on Thursday, the 11th. Veterans will be led by fire and police to Mesa Middle School at 2 p.m. Students are looking forward to honoring you in this COVID-safe celebration for your service and our country and our community. So if some vets are free on Thursday and would like to help them celebrate Veterans Day, please meet at the Broadmoor Shopping Center at 1:50 p.m. on Thursday.
There you go.
Okay. Another announcement. The New Mexico Mounted Patrol will be sponsoring an Axon Roadshow that's happening at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center today from 10 to 2.
Okay.
Axon Taser is the nation's leading manufacturer and developer of less lethal options for the majority of law enforcement officers around the country. They're going to be showcasing their Voyager trailers to meet the public and things. Representatives from the company will be on hand to answer questions and demonstrate. The public will also be able to learn more about the use of tasers and how body cameras are utilized. Participants will also be able to ask troopers from the New Mexico Mounted Patrol questions about the organization and what they can do for the citizens of New Mexico. So if officers want to learn more about tasers and things and upgrading some equipment, or if folks want to learn more about the Mounted Patrol, please come out. It's 10 to 2 at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. If you have any questions, you can contact Jason Holloway at 575-626-4633. Again, that's 575-626-4633.
So I know it's awesome that we're bringing in this new technology, this new equipment. I'm all for it. More power to them, and that's great. All I can think of is Beverly Hills Cop 3.
3. That's the one where they're
Do you remember the
park.
scene? Well, that's the one with the theme park. But when he walks into the, I think it's like the weapons like mall at the beginning, when Axel and Judge Reinhold walk in, and he walks in and Bronson Pinchot is standing. Aquel!
Yeah.
Aquel Foley! All I can think of is that gun that he brings out. He's like, others have been breathing on it, touching it. That super like powerful gun that he has. That
looks like something that Duke Nukem would carry, or the dude from Doom.
Right. And it was because the best scene in the entire movie is the fact that he doesn't know how to use this like Duke Nukem BFG gun.
Well, it's like a Swiss Army knife. It didn't have like a bunch of different buttons and features. And
he pulls a thing and it shoots a net out of the back.
Yeah.
He pulls another one and it starts playing with the gangsta lean I got. It starts playing like just some random rap song.
I remember
and
that.
Every single time he's like behind this bench and they're all like with guns. And he's like, he comes up with his big gun. He does a thing and it fails. And then he takes it, he ducks back down.
Yeah, I remember
while they just shoot it.
I do remember
It's like one of the best scenes in the entire movie. But that whole thing started when he went to the weapons showcase and he's like, no, Aquel for you, Aquel. I got something special. And he goes to the back and he breaks out this huge, he's like, can I just have the floor model? He's like, well, I guess if you want it, because Fuzzers have been breezing on it, touching it.
I remember that.
Oh, it's like one of the, I'm going to have to go back and watch that movie just for those scenes.
And to be honest, that's the least watched of the Beverly Hills Cop movies.
That's my favorite one.
The third one.
That's my favorite one, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best where you get to learn about Uncle Wally and all that. And they print up the Wally bucks, but it's actually doing count. I have seen, and I think the reason I saw that movie so many times is it was one of those we had on VHS growing up. I have seen that movie probably 20 times.
You know what else we can thank the Beverly Hills Cop series for? Gilbert Gottfried. He got famous from those movies.
Yeah, I guess a little bit.
He did. He got the run
No.
there.
Okay, if you want to really break it down, Gilbert Gottfried really broke through from USA. USA was the breaking ground for Gilbert Gottfried, and this might be a little after your generation was Up All Night on USA.
But what got him in there was Beverly Hills Cop.
It was around that same era.
Because that was the first time he did that whole annoying voice, and that's where people saw him. Yeah. Yeah, and the first Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, I guess so.
He did the whole annoying voice and that whole.
See, I've never seen. I've seen one. I just only seen it like once or maybe once or twice.
He was. That movie was such a blockbuster hit. You don't. It's different for young folks today and how things go. Back then, it was box office sales. There wasn't internet. There wasn't all that stuff, and so you got famous by being in. Ernest Goes to Jail. All that stuff. You know how that got famous? Commercials on TV.
Commercials on TV, but also word of mouth because we were all going to our elementary school going, know what I mean, Vern?
Yeah, but TV commercials. You know, that's how people got famous back then. There wasn't a YouTube page for you to do your dumb frivolity on.
It's true, but God bless it now. And I will say this. I said this earlier, too. I'm at that point with TikTok now where I'm just mad because there's people who make way more money than I do just sitting there gasping at people making delicious food. I'm mad now.
Oh, good news.
Ooh.
Programming note, I don't have to change my programming. All right.
Oh, Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Friday, we got playoff volleyball coming up. Of course, today the Artesia Bulldogs take on Lady Bulldogs take on St. Pius this evening. It's going to be at the Pit in Artesia. We're going to have that game for you on KSVPTV.com and the Bulldogs channel or on a radio 990 AM. Winner of that game plays the Goddard Lady Rockets Friday in the playoffs. Here.
Right.
We're going to have that game for you on the radio right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. There will not be video because that game's there in Albuquerque.
Right.
It's only radio.
Just radio
and
content.
Joby Hotling is going to be there Friday. Now, the game was initially scheduled to be playing at 8 a.m. in the morning, which means we were going to be joining preempted here. That game's been pushed back to 10 a.m. So guess what? We're gonna have a full show on Friday, and then cut right into the game. The game. So that will be Friday morning's programming. 10 a.m. volleyball. Goddard either taking on St. Pius of Artesia.
And as a side note, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, for those who don't want to miss Travis and Sexton, they can still tune in to 106.5 online.
Yes.
And get Travis and Sexton.
Or go just download our app, and you can download the KSVP. Unless, of course, we're going to be having if it's Artesia, then we're going to have that game on 2 different radio stations.
That's true.
But our plan is all the Friday games, Joby Hotling's going to be calling for us, and then the Saturday games, Kelly McDonald's going to be calling us for. So if Artesia, wins tonight, and so they're both going to be. Joby Hotling's calling all the games that are going to be happening Friday because if Goddard, win or lose, Goddard's playing 2 games Friday. Initially, it was supposed to be the 8 o'clock, and then if they win, they play again at 6 o'clock that night. If they lose, they play at 2 o'clock. Now it's 10 o'clock, and I'm assuming 2 o'clock or 6 o'clock, depending on how that outcome of that game happens.
Yeah. So they'll either be playing in the continuation towards the championship or playing a third place game, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they got to get back in,
right?
Because it's a double elimination in volleyball.
Okay. Gotcha.
So basically, you kind of have the winners bracket, and I don't know if you're allowed to say the losers bracket anymore.
Right.
But if you lose a game, you get dropped down into the losers bracket. And you got to batter your way back up to the, and so that means they're going to be playing a lot more games later on.
And again, I think of that scene in basketball where they're like, and if no winner is determined, then round robin potato sack races will be held on opposing Sundays.
Exactly. But But yeah, so that's the plan right now. That's a little muddy at the moment. I will clear it up for you later in the week, but it looks like we'll have a full show for you on Friday because that game got pushed till 10.
Good stuff.
But wait, there's 3 days or 4 days between now and then, so I'm sure something else will change.
Of course.
But we will wait with bated breath.
It's the land of mañana. I'm going to go bait my breath.
There you go. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. Then about just a couple minutes, we'll have Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico join us. We got give an update on different events coming up here, including the historic Christmas Book Fair and more that's going to be happening on December the 4th. We'll talk all about that and other events too, and Christmas shopping and all that good stuff. With Amy here in just a bit. Later on, we'll get you up to date with local news along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a cold front on the way. No rain with that system, but the wind will be getting very gusty by tomorrow. A mix of sunshine and clouds today, and our afternoon highs topping out at about 80. We'll be in the mid-40s and a few clouds overnight. Sunshine tomorrow, slightly cooler with highs in the upper 70s, and that wind kicking up to 40 miles an hour. Sunny and mid-70s Veterans Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 48 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Increasing clouds, unfortunately. That blue sky so nice this morning. I don't need any more clouds, but I see some over there. There they are. But yeah, increasing clouds, but warm today. Highs near 80 expected with north winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly clear. Yay. Expect an overnight low of 45 with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, some good and some bad. Good news, sunny skies, 77 for a high. That's good. Bad news is it's going to be breezy tomorrow. Winds will be up out of the northwest, 10 to 20 early, 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, mostly clear. Winds calmer out of the northwest, 5 to 10. Overnight low of 41, so a bit chilly. For your Veterans Day, sunny skies and a high of 71. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies with an overnight low of 39 Thursday night. Friday, we're looking at sunny skies, highs in the mid-60s, 66 on Friday. Mostly clear Friday night with an overnight low of 36. And then looking at your weekend, sunny, 78 for your Saturday. Sunny and 74 for Sunday. So we're going to float around a little bit. Warmer today, dipping in a little bit of chilly on Wednesday, then back into the more comfortable 70s by Veterans Day there. Hey, fresh inventory alert. Beep, beep, burp, burp. Make noises. Fresh inventory alert from Richland Cadillac Chevrolet GMC on West 2nd. New arrivals include a 2022 Cadillac XT6 in crystal white tri-coat, a 2022 Chevrolet 2500 custom double cab with a 6.6 gas engine, a 2022 GMC 1500 Denali with a 6.2-liter engine in it. It's in cayenne red. We got a 2021 GMC 1500 Elevation Edition in satin steel metallic, and a 2021 GMC 1500 Elevation Edition double cab in dark sky metallic. So stop on by and see the folks at Richland for your next vehicle purchase today. Ride for the brand. Richland, Chevy, Cadillac, GMC on West 2nd or online at rlchevrolet.com. All right, it is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a 3-minute break, and then Amy McVeigh-Tejas will join us on the other side for the Historical Society, and we'll talk about books and Christmas, and you should buy things, and all of that. That's coming up. Don't go away.
Sometimes we put off important health needs like surgeries because, well, we worry about the pain and time needed for recovery. Dr. Paul Torres, a board-certified general surgeon, has joined Loveless Specialty Healthcare and is helping patients in the Roswell area get back to the lives they love with less pain and a faster recovery through advances in minimally invasive surgery. To find out if laparoscopic surgery is the best solution for you, Call Loveless and make an appointment today at 575-625-3222.
There's magic in the air. The 40th annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds, featuring a variety of unique handmade creations by artists, artisans, and crafters from New Mexico and Texas, mixing returning favorites with many new exhibitors. Featured artists include Judy Alvarez and Wandine Phipps from Artesia, New Mexico. Find an array of unique crafts such as fine art, jewelry, pottery, glass and woodwork, women's and children's apparel, leatherwork, stuffed bears, and sweet green chili. Tasty treats like pumpkin rolls by Deborah Lucas, Keek's Tie, Sandra's Roasted Corn, mini donuts by Karen Hendricks, and plenty more. Door prizes including nativity sets, paintings, gift certificates, and more. Admission is $2 and kids 12 and under are free. Google Holiday Magic 2021 to learn more. Holiday Magic, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Put a little magic into your holiday season.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
If you're faced with a decision on your current job and career path, please consider an advertising sales position with Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company. We have a veteran sales staff to work with and learn from. We represent 5 radio stations and an online platform that reaches thousands of listeners and viewers across the Pecos Valley and beyond. We pay a base salary and expense reimbursement, plus a generous commission plan. Within your first year, you could be earning $35,000 to $40,000 with room for growth. You won't be stuck in an office. You'll have lots of time for your family and will never ask your vaccination status. If you're interested, email jobs@pvbcradio.com and ask to speak with Vice President and General Sales Manager Thomas Beard today. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company is an equal opportunity employer.
The pandemic hurt small businesses all over New Mexico, even yours, and rebuilding your business is really tough. The state of New Mexico designed the Business Recovery Grant Program to help pay your business rent, lease, or mortgage payments. The average award is $50,000 and does not need to be paid back. As a business owner, you are dealing with a whole new set of challenges. Visit nmfinance.com/recovery to apply now so you can free up your cash and focus on your great comeback.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The word gorilla is derived from a Greek word meaning a tribe of hairy women. Mike recommends that if you see a tribe of hairy women, you don't call them gorillas. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning for the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh is back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm hanging in there. You know, that's what we do.
That's right. At least
just
it's
like
sunny
that
out.
choo-choo train, we just keep going.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm still messed up from the time change.
Right.
Like yesterday, it dragged.
I know.
It just
And I have
felt
so
weird.
much to do, and Ralph was saying that too. So then, so Ralph and I, we were just blaming everything on the time change. Tired, everything. Time change.
Time change.
Time change.
Yeah. Why am I hungry at 4 o'clock? Time change.
That's right. But there's so much to be done, and even at the Historical Society, we're getting ready for some things, and I'm like, I need that daylight right.
That's right. That's right.
But that's okay. Again, we'll keep going, and
well, it'll make it lovelier for the evenings because we can turn on the lights earlier.
That's right.
So we can turn our Christmas lights earlier.
That's right.
Here
It's
and
about
all
time. We're going to be getting the window candles in the windows and doing some fun things.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. Thank you for having us on. Just to kind of update people.
Absolutely,
I know
yeah.
it seems like I always think right after Halloween, it just flies. And before we know it, we've got the holiday magic and this and that and everything.
It all just stacks up. Yeah.
And everybody's rushing and doing so many things. And then there's just a lot going on.
Sure.
So we wanted to come on and remind everybody that I think importantly right now for us to first say the Historical Society for Southeast Mexico Museum and Archives is still open by appointment only.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody called me the other day and said, that's ridiculous. And why in the world are you doing that? Well, if anybody wants to volunteer and give us a call, we're all in. We're accepting volunteers. And if we got so many volunteers, we could be open every day.
Sure, absolutely.
We could do that. And you know what, Mike? You know me. I'm open to all opportunities.
Absolutely.
So if you're listening and think, why in the world is the Historical Society only open by appointment? You give us a call. If I get that calendar lined up, whether we're open or closed by appointment, I will get going on things.
Yeah,
but
it's a body
setting
thing.
aside that, you and I have tried to stay on the positive note, and you know us at the Historical Society, we're going to see sunshine. Got to see sunshine.
That's right.
Everybody got to
We're
see
making sun
sunshine.
tea.
We're making sun tea, lemonade, mixed tea,
That's
and
right.
lemonade. So it has created a wonderful experience to have those customized special tours. And
Sure.
I'm honestly proud about that. I don't
It's
see
a-
that as a bad thing.
It's a more unique experience.
But
it's
if
a
it,
personalized experience.
you know, Mike, we've talked. I don't know how many times I've been on this radio. You can sit right here and see this glass half full or half empty. Somebody wants to see it half full. We're gonna say it's open doors for us to have great tours that we never would have done. And I
Sure.
don't know, Mike, that we would have ever thought about doing that. You know, you
Right.
get into that regimen and schedule, and we just keep it going.
Sure.
And there are times, I'm going to say, it's not perfect. I've had some tragedy. I've had some personal things happen. And there have been times we were unable to customize this specific tour because it was a ridiculous request at 8 o'clock in the morning when, you know, I wasn't even in town with those things being said. But I'm going to assure people listening, one way or another, if you would like a tour or if you're needing to do research, the Archives Committee is working so hard to work on those requests. John's doing great things. I'm excited. You know, something, Mike, we need to get John on the radio and talk about the partnership he's been helping with City of Roswell with some great videos.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, log on to our website right now. We've got the website updated, and he's honored. And I cannot think of his name right now. Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Gonzalez?
No. But with the city, amazing. High five, guys. Y'all are doing great things. Log on to that. Some great videos. So we talk about so many things, Mike, and then I forget things. So what a wonderful video project. The Chisholm video and some great things. I know our Josiah, he's the Historical Society's Josiah, was even part of one. So great job on those things. But if you have needs, archival needs, call the archive 622-1176. If you want a tour at any time, realistically, work with me here.
Sure.
Give me an hour or two. Don't just say I'm on my way. I got 18 people, and can't you stay an hour? You know, I do have other jobs and different things, but within realistic reality, we will 622-8333 to make those arrangements.
Absolutely.
Let's say if you wanted to get a tour and take a holiday picture with your family, I think that's a great idea. And while I'm thinking about it, if you need to book your holiday party, 30, 40 people.
Our
Archive
archives.
facility is going to be. We haven't gotten it decorated for Christmas yet, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it'll be
You gotta have
wonderfully
Thanksgiving
decorated.
first, at
Gotta
least.
have
That's a rule.
Thanksgiving, but we're gonna have the archives decorated real nice for Christmas. Great event, like a come and go reception, that kind of thing. But if you want to reserve the archives, call the museum 622-8333.
Absolutely,
And
yeah. It's got a kitchen there.
It's great.
Like I said, you could, what was it, 75? I don't remember the actual building
You know, depending
code,
on
but
what
yeah,
you
it's-
do with it, come and go receptions are one thing. If you want to have a sit down meal,
Yeah.
40 or 50 to give you adequate space. And you know me, I like to work with people and make it look nice.
You gotta have
I don't
an
want you
elbow
shoving
room,
in the
and
corner.
especially if you're doing some
give us
hardcore eating,
that's
you gotta have
right.
room to work.
If you need a buffet and set up things. But we're willing to work with you, 40, 50 at max for
Yeah.
sit down dinner. Come and go reception. So I think it's a wonderful, so many people and I was just visualizing, you want to have a Christmas party and have the carolers outside underneath the windows kind of thing. That'd be really cool.
And then some of the regular decor that's there all the time. Some of the art, the photos, and the centerpieces and the display,
artwork.
and all that.
And the artwork.
That's a
We've got
cool backdrop to have as part of your
It
holiday
really
stuff
is.
too.
We take those things for granted. We have everything
Yeah.
from Kim Wiggins to Sidney Redfield to Peter Hurd all on our walls,
Yeah.
and much less so I think it is enjoyable event facility for men and women.
Yeah.
We'll make it appealing to the women with the decor, and we even have Piece of the World Trade Center. We take those things for granted. Where can you go, even in the United States, and have historical pictures, Sidney Redfield, Peter Hurd's, and a piece of the World Trade Center. I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's a historical.
So call
building.
for more information. But I am excited to talk about that event, and I just want to remind people we're open to all opportunities. With rental
Absolutely.
and stuff.
And then of course with the Christmas holiday coming here, if you have a person on your list that loves history, loves art, or any of that stuff, there's great Christmas gifts that you can support the Historical Society and get to put under those trees. And
that's right.
Of course, books. Obviously, if you come out to the Christmas book fair that's going to be happening on the 4th here, but
it's going to be here before we know it.
It's just a couple weeks away. And then, of course, if you go onto our website, you can buy books from a bevy of local authors covering all of the Pecos Valley and beyond, and some of these stories here, and all have them a local spin. We can get them autographed by many of the local authors, as long as they're with us still. But say you want artwork, we've been selling for years, thanks to the Hurd family. Beautiful Peter Hurd prints that they donated to us that we sell and use to support the Historical Society.
Off the subject, while I'm thinking about, you're talking about books, Mike. I came across, which are rare, some autographed treasures books of Elvis Fleming. So again, you're not going to go online and find autographed treasures for those gifts.
Absolutely.
So those are the things that we can offer. You're not going to be able to go to a local retailer and get an autographed John LeMay or Donna Blake Burchell. While I'm thinking about it, high five to Holiday Magic. I love what they do. My mom helped start Holiday Magic. We are always going to have a booth at Holiday Magic because of two things. They're amazing to us.
Oh, sorry.
Cookies, pumpkin rolls. We love
That's
you,
why I
Miss
go
Lucas.
there for the pumpkin roll.
She makes everything better. And I think but we will have a booth at Holiday Magic, and Donna Blake Burchell and John LeMay will be there.
Cool.
So what a great opportunity to get those autograph books. We can't always get Donna, as long as I send it to her, she'll autograph anything, but she'll be there.
And that's nice
John
to
and
just talk with her.
Oh,
And
she's
that's the great thing about the
amazing.
booth, because if they're both going to be sitting there, you have questions, you want to talk to them, they're both full wealth of information.
They are.
And they're fun to talk to.
They work so great together. And to me, it's so funny because lately a lot of people that are following John LeMay with his books, they've bought a lot of his and they're like, oh, this is great too. And they're segueing into the Donna Blake Burchell books.
Sure.
They're unique and different, but yet so similar. So if you really have a great appreciation for those, the publishing company, I think, did a great job with John LeMay's books.
Yeah.
Donna Blake Burchell's are right there too.
All of their books.
And it's our history, our area.
Well, that's all those books are filled with stories of our area.
Yes.
Like obviously, I think one of Donna's more popular books is the Wicked Women book, and talking about the, because we always talk about outlaws and cowboys and all that, but there was some unsavory females that called New Mexico home that did things too, and so you learn that history, or if you're a Billy the Kid fan, and that the Lincoln County Wars, there's a bevy of books on various subjects relating. If you just want to learn more about Pat Garrett, he's got books about that. If you want more about the Billy the Kid stuff, shoot, if you want to get into deeper of some of John's library, he gets into science fiction and stuff too. UFOs and cowboys, and then even into some Godzilla history and stuff too. So, I mean, that part's not really with the Historical Society, but if you want to talk to John about that, and he can put you in the direction for, so if you're a Godzilla connoisseur, if you're going to love going out to the Holiday Magic thing and talking with him about
I think that's a good, you're right. If you have most of John LeMay's books, come on, you have to get one of those and diversify your library, because who would think it?
Sure.
But that's the same way with Donna Blake Burchell, because I take for granted, I can't keep up with Donna. She keeps writing new books, everything from wine to those haunted, ghostly getaways.
She loves doing
really
those.
Unique
I love
things
those
on those stints. So they are, again, we can have a lot of fun. We probably talk about books all day, but whether it's Hurd Prints, books, memberships, gift cards, donations, I want to remind people of a couple of things. We're still collecting change. I just deposited $150 yesterday from Boone's the zoo event.
Nice.
Just change. It all adds up.
Absolutely.
So when people say all I have is change, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that change added up to over $150 just to Boone's Zoo. So we're still collecting change through Christmas.
And I don't know numbers, but we've collected like over $1,000.
Sure. Oh yeah, we've had over
change
$1,000
alone since we started.
And
this.
I'm still. It's a fun challenge.
Yeah.
I want want to challenge people how much money in coins they can give in Folgers coffee cans.
Yeah.
We're at over $200 you can get in a Folgers can. That's fun.
And you know
That's
what?
awesome.
I saw a news story the other day. This could be a service to the community.
Yes.
Because I heard there's a national chain
There
shortage.
is. There
Because
is.
most people are keeping them in
Yes.
jars in their closets.
Yes, there
And
is.
they're not circulating it again. So
And-
they're having to print or make new money
Yes.
and all, or make coins.
They are.
And so that's a thing. So
And we have been partnering with
Yeah.
Pioneer Bank. Thank you, Pioneer Bank. We
Yeah.
partner with them, and they love to see us coming. It's so neat. Even now, I don't have to wait in line. They see me coming and said, "Come on down."
Yeah.
They're, so that's a great thing. Win-win for us. Win-win for the bank. So I want also to remind individuals that we had a goal of right around $69,000 in our expenses. We're getting there. We haven't met the goal. I would ask individuals to consider making that end of the year donation, like many people do, to the Historical Society to help us meet our goal to cover those expenses.
Absolutely.
Mike, we just had additional expenses. Everybody said, "Well, aren't you almost done?" Let's remind individuals, you're never done with a historical home, but we just had additional expenses. It was a one-time situation.
Sure.
So yes, that $69,000, if I could be so frank, I know we're probably at like $75,000 right now, but we've gotten great generous donations. So we're going to ask people to make that end of the year donation.
Sure.
Thank you. We'll be getting our newsletter out if you remember and say, "Where's the November newsletter?" We're working on that.
Sure.
We'll get that out about so many great things. Mike, I could probably talk to you all day about the great things.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Challenge. Went to talk to them yesterday. They're graduating in December.
Nice.
And that I had 58 students at New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy fired up for scholarship money.
Good.
Thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Ivan Hall and the TSI Family Fund. We will have the opportunity to give out over $3,000 to New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy graduates in December.
That's
If
amazing.
you want to be a part of that, I had faces with their eyes perking up, Mike, outside. That gives me the goosebumpy moments. That's why I work till midnight.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with people knocking on the windows to get that. If you want to be part of that New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy Scholarship Fund, you call me today. I would love to call Tina Cisneros and the amazing staff, Miss Kirkham out there, and say, we've got more money. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. So that's a partnership. All that money was given to us in loving memory of Judge Alvin Jones, celebrating character counts to the Historical Society. And you say, what does that have to do with anything? We honored Judge Jones many years ago, and he's part of us. So I get out in left field, but we could talk about all these fun things.
Yeah.
But we're living, breathing the mission statement. All those kids took a picture with Billy the Kid. They were celebrating Billy the Kid a couple of weeks ago. Help pick up trash in memory of Judge Jones. That's what I'm talking about. When kids from all over our state and areas are getting together, celebrating history, celebrating character counts. But we have to talk about the event coming up because, Mike, I can't believe the Christmas book fair is going to be around the corner.
Yeah, coming up.
Oh, my goodness.
Mark December 4th on your calendar.
That's right.
We're going to have our historic Christmas book fair. It's going to be December 4th from 10 to 2, and of course, it'll be there at the Archives facility on Lee Street there. Again, it's kind of, if you were participated in the one about a month or two ago here, we'll have rare out of print books. Basically, John and the Archives committee, they go through the Archives facility, and they're going through and any books that they have multiple copies of that they keep. They say, well, we don't need 6 copies of this book. We'll keep 1 or 2. Now, in all fairness, the best copy, the one that's the sharpest, and they'll cannibalize it. They're going to keep the best one in the archives for preservation. But the extras, let's sell them. We're gonna turn around and sell them, offer them to the public, and for your own collections and things. And all that money goes back to the archives and goes back to the Historical Society here.
People, by no means are we selling off any collections or anything, like Mike is saying, and people get, I guess, hypersensitive.
Sure.
You know what I have found lately, Mike? In the last year, everybody's hypersensitive a little bit about everything.
Sure.
Don't ever think that the Historical Society Board of Directors, including Mike, don't take everything we have on our property very seriously. We were just sitting down talking about insurance yesterday. We take that very, very seriously. But we cannot keep everything and include, you know what was so interesting, Mike, is after the last book fair, we still had people calling dear friends of the Historical Society that said, you know, my mother passed. A dear member of Historic Society, his mother had passed.
Sure.
Well, he missed the book fair. And he said, I've got all these books. And we're like, oh, yeah.
Well, we just so happen to have.
And by the way, yes, sometimes we don't have copies of what they give us, but not everything follows suits with us. So
Sure.
a golden, Jim, if you're listening, Jim, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. He missed the book fair, but now he's going to bless us now, you
That's
know.
awesome.
So those are examples of collections we've been given that not all, we can't keep everything. Somebody
Sure.
says, you should keep. We'd have a 10-story building, Mike.
We
Can you
couldn't
imagine?
afford. Do you think the expenses we have now trying to store all of that?
Oh my God!
There's a fine line between preserving and hoarding, and
Well,
we
and
don't
how-
want to cross that line.
And you're right. You
We
know,
don't want to cross that
we
line.
could have resembled that remark. You're right. Five copies of one book. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're justified
Sure.
for somebody else in this area to have a copy of something celebrating history. So 10 to 2 on December the 4th. Let's be very, very clear. That event is only in the archives. There's not an event going. With everything going on, we are not doing our traditional Christmas open house, so that the museum will not be open.
Correct.
If you need a tour, you need to make arrangements because many
Do
of
that.
us will be working in the archive facility. Something I'm very excited, reminding people, collect, change, and bring it. Collect those perishable items. We want to bless the food pantry. Community kitchen. I'm so sorry. Community kitchen. Bring those perishables, those packageable items, even candy canes, fun things like that.
Sure.
We'll pay those forward.
If I
It's
remember,
a time of giving.
If I remember right, if I remember last time, they were really using like the
Capri
Sun cereal bars, you know, like
That's
granola
right.
bars,
That's
things that
right.
you can take on the
Yes.
run, things that you can easily put in a
Like those
sack
little
and say, here you
cheese
go.
It packets,
Yeah.
like things like that. And we'll partner with them. If you are very interested in partnering with us and celebrating them, they're amazing over there. Give us a call. From Alicia Gilmore to all those individuals we've worked with in the past, we'll get more information specifically on what they need. Collect your change. Bring your canned goods. You don't have to come spend money with us to pay it forward.
Absolutely.
But the thing we haven't talked about, and I know we're running out of time, is the silent auction.
Yes.
Something I'm really excited about is Peter De La Fuente has a brand new magnificent piece that is more vibrant in color than anything I've ever seen.
Interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have signed copy, numbered copy on our silent auction table.
Oh, cool.
So at that event, Danielle Gonzalez will have a neat little setup, amazing gifts by Danielle Gonzalez.
Okay.
We're going to have the books. We're going to have the herd prints. We're going to have a silent auction table. And we have some amazing art that, Mike, I'll come and talk to you about, not just Peter De La Fuente, but some amazing art that we can call another individual.
Nice. Are they local artists? Or are they, oh, cool.
Yes,
Very cool.
yes. So I'm going to give a teaser.
All right.
You think you know what we've got? Oh, you don't know, have any idea. So we'll bring another artist, or
Cool.
maybe we could give us a call that have intentionally donated pieces to really give back and help the Historical Society. So you could literally do your shopping. So the way this is going to work, Mike, silent auction.
Okay.
It will be on eBay like it was in the past.
Like last time. Okay.
So so shopping local Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Got the 27th, I think it
That's
is.
right.
Yeah.
We're going to go live with that through our event on the 4th. I'm so excited about that.
Okay.
So everybody be looking at our website.
All right.
Will go live. So if you are like, oh, we got to get out and do our shopping, I plead for individuals, if you've ate that turkey and you're ready to do shopping on Friday, you wait and do some shopping with the Historical Society on Saturday. It'll be live through the website. RoswellNM
And you can do it in your sweatpants because it's on eBay.
And we're going to have some really cool, I'm going to say one-of-a-kind things. If you have that person that you say, I've done everything for them, now what am I going to give them? Including, Mike, the cookbooks. Jack 2 cookbooks.
Oh, we got some?
Listen, I'm going to tell you, people call and have been so frustrated with me. I even have been told off because I didn't have. You've got to have one around there.
They're
well,
very
let
rare
me
now.
tell you, we have the Cook and Chat and the traditional cookbook of Jack Chew. It will be in a Jack Chew collection.
Okay.
And do not be griping and telling me if you don't have a cookbook. What better way you could get back to Historical Society? So those are things to look forward to. I'm really excited about it. And some Scentsy, fun things. Scentsy collection. So some fun things.
Again, so that'll go live on the 27th
That's
of
right.
November here. That's the Saturday after Thanksgiving there.
Mhm.
What time does it go live again?
And that's a good question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll talk to the webmaster.
Okay.
We will, but I'm gonna and we'll put that in flashing lights literally on the website. So if you want more information, let me work with the webmaster. And why I know this is once it goes live, we need it to cover this event.
Okay.
So Mike, what I do believe we'll start it at 10 o'clock in the morning because I think it's literal and goes. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
One whole week.
Gotcha.
But we'll give more information
Like
about
10 to
that.
10 for the
yes,
week there.
and if you want more information, and if you're one of those, I can't remember what my mom used to call them, those nosy nanny, whatever. give me a call. Nosy Nelly. Give me a call and I'll give you more information. We haven't gotten all the information. And if you are a local vendor and you want to help support us, we are still accepting items that can go into
if you'd like
collections.
to be a part of this, if you're thinking, hey, I would love to contribute to this, and I would love to be a part of it.
We'd love to make a collection.
And you get some free swag, advertisement out of it and all that,
it's
but
a
you
win-win.
really are helping.
When you buy a silent auction item and all these wonderful organizations doing amazing things for Christmas, CASA and everybody doing shout out. What better way to bless yourself but blessing organizations like that? So that's in the holiday spirit. Pay it forward. We always encourage people to pay it forward. Bring your change. We want to give back. We'll work with some food and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, excited.
RoswellNMHistory.org is the website for the Historical Society. You can go there and basically research everything we just talked about here. You can go there to order these books that we were talking about from John LeMay and Donna Blake Burchell and Elvis Fleming and many other local authors here. The Peter Hurd artwork, that is also, you can see that through the website as well. Of course, if you want to become a member, that's another great way to get involved here. If you'd like to become a member, you can be individually, you can come as a couple, you can come as an organization. There's various levels of membership. And with the levels come, membership has its privileges. You get different things on that. But it's a great way to support the Historical Society, but it's also a great way to stay up to date. So you get the newsletters, you get everything there. And then, of course, I always want to encourage folks that use Facebook to like and follow the Historical Society on Facebook, because anytime we have I know Danielle and whoever else runs the page there constantly will put up little factoids or different this time in
John's
history.
part of it. I'm part of it. My son's helped. And Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. And something I want to mention, we're starting history clubs, doing history club challenges. Have the first in this county elementary school history club. If your children are involved, get your children involved, whether it's homeschool. Love to start history clubs. Had a little kid, I think they were only 8 years old, saying, can I be a member of the Historical Society? Are you kidding me? That's awesome. So doing those challenges. And yes, thank you to Danielle and John and everybody that helps work with Instagram and Facebook. We have a wonderful webmaster, but getting those things going.
Absolutely. And of course, again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Visit the website, RoswellNMHistory.org. You can email Amy here with any questions.
HistoryDirector@Outlook.com. Call me at 622-8333. If you need to get me direct, call my cell phone, 575-915-4471.
Awesome. And then come on out December 4th, 10 to 2 at the Archives facility on Lee Street, 200 North Lee. Get your Christmas rare book shopping on.
That's right. And last but not least, I'll get all emotional. Shout out to Good Pasture family.
Yeah.
We love you. Okay, everybody.
Thoughts and prayers.
We just love you. And the Mickey Reeves family, love you. Love you all. In the name of all in the love of the game, let's come together.
Absolutely.
Love you all.
Yep.
God bless you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Amy.
Yep. Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Roswell has a new recreation department director. Colette Hall began her new duties at the beginning of this month and brings 25 years of experience in municipal recreation with her. Hall is a native of Lubbock, Texas, and spent much of her career in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She actually retired from a previous job, but said she got bored and decided to go back to work. In Carlsbad now, the new police substation is open in the 4200 block of National Parks Highway, right near the Quality Inn and Suites. Mayor Dale Janway says the goal of the new substation will be to increase accessibility and to help the city better serve the public. Also in his monthly newsletter, Janway gave updates on highway projects, saying the State Transportation Department is currently in the design phase of the New Mexico 31 and New Mexico 128 highway projects. You're up to date. I'm Jared Zarello reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a cold front on the way. No rain with that system, but the wind will be getting very gusty by tomorrow. A mix of sunshine and clouds today, and our afternoon highs topping out at about 80. We'll be in the mid-40s and a few clouds overnight. Sunshine tomorrow, slightly cooler with highs in the upper 70s and that wind kicking up to 40 miles an hour. Sunny and mid-70s Veterans Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Fatal opioid overdoses nearly doubled in recent years among Massachusetts workers, according to an updated study from the State Department of Public Health. The new state report, which builds on a prior study covering 2011 to 2015, shows the rate of opioid-related overdose deaths among workers across all industries increased. A Florida man pleaded guilty Monday to defrauding the state of California out of more than $10 million in tobacco taxes, federal prosecutors said. Akrum al-Rahib, a former California resident now living in Miami, admitted conspiring to commit mail fraud. On Wall Street, the Dow up 104 points to 36,432. The Nasdaq up 10 to 15,982, and the S&P 500 up 4 points to 4,701. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
Welcome to the Asian market. This is Nok. Right now we have a new ingredient like galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf, and Thai chili to make tom yam goong and tom kha gai. And try out new delicious nail soup on Saturday. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main. Call for order 840-5309.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than the average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second upload and download speed. With Faster, get true 500 meg. And with Fastest, get 16 gigs of download and upload speeds. Learn more at PlateauFiber.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
Looking for a hot cup of coffee and a breakfast burrito to start the day? Brewer's got it. What about a midday snack or a pick-me-up? Brewer's got it. Dinner for the family after a long day? Brewer has what you need. Brewer's Grill locations have extended hours, serving up all your favorites and brand new cravables, like their mushroom Swiss burger, their bacon and green chili chicken sandwich, and more. Find your nearest Brewer online, then call ahead for super quick pickup. Fuel your smile at a locally owned brewer near you. Whatever you need, Brewer's got it.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k or IRA? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Experts agree the 401k has been a dismal failure, and even the man who invented it now says it's a monster that should be destroyed. 401ks and IRAs have major dangers, including fees that gobble up 50% of your retirement savings over time. The government controls your money and changes the rules anytime they want, and it gets worse. History confirms we're past due for a major market crash that could wipe out 50% of your savings again. Now, a free report from Bank on Yourself reveals where the inventor of the 401k puts his money. You're 100% protected from crashes. There are no fee surprises. And you control your money, not the government. Plus, your withdrawals are tax-free, which protects your savings from being devoured by taxes that can only get more monstrous. So get your report now at freereportfast.com. That's freereportfast.com. freereportfast.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. It's considered good luck in Japan when a sumo wrestler makes your baby cry. But who gets the good luck, the sumo wrestler or the baby? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:59. Stay tuned next hour here about 9:15 or so. Robert Reynolds will be joining us for his monthly visit. Robert pops in and each month and gives us an update on things happening around town. Poetry, his High Prairie Poetry Society, gospel singing, different events happening around town. So we'll get the update from Robert here next hour, about 9:15 or so. Couple things want to put on your radar today is happening. The Chaves County Health Council, they have participated with the UNM's Q&A session. That's happening today at 11:30. If you missed the RSVP and want some details, it's going to be happening today, 11:30 at 500 North Main Suite 102. That's the SunWest building, formerly the Bank of America building for older folks around town, but the big white building downtown here. 500 North Main Suite 102. When you participate there, everyone receives a $25 gift card, merchandise gift card. Lunch also provided by Peppers as well. Hold on. Call 575-910-0465 or call 211 to RSVP. Here we go. Sorry about that.
Structure bill to the American people.
In the coming days and weeks, President Biden and administration officials will be fanning out across the country talking up the just-approved $1 trillion bill. It has funding for roads, bridges, public transit, and broadband, and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg claims it's not really a hard sell.
Look, a lot of this sells itself because communities never needed to be persuaded that their bridge needed to be fixed or that their airport needed an upgrade.
White House messaging will be important, given that polls show many Americans don't know what's contained in the legislation. Greg Clugston, the White House.
The fires of inflation continue to burn out of control. Inflation at the wholesale level before it hits consumers rose a whopping 8.6% last month from a year earlier. Matching September's record gain, more evidence that inflationary pressures have yet to ease. General Electric stock has been soaring following news that the business icon is splitting into 3 public companies focusing on aviation, healthcare, and energy.
The company, which dates back to 1892, said on Tuesday that it plans a spin-off of its healthcare business in early 2023 and its energy segment in early 2024. GE anticipates keeping an almost 20% stake in the healthcare unit. The company expects one-time separation, transition, and operational costs of approximately $2 billion related to the actions. Shares jumped more than 8% before the market opened. I'm Julie Walker.
Skyrocketing energy prices prompting 11 Senate Democrats send a letter to the president urging him to take action to halt the price surge. On Wall Street this hour, stocks are in the red. The Dow down 162 points, NASDAQ off 64, the S&P 15 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Why are cash-out refinances such a big deal right now? Uncle Ryan tries to teach me something.
I really feel like right now might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've just never seen a market where the rates are so low and values across the country have skyrocketed as much as they have. That combination, I remember one couple in particular, they were looking to do some home improvements at the house, but they were worried about their payments going up. Well, with rates being so low and them building up so much equity in the home over the last few years, we were able to get them the cash out for those home improvements, and their payments actually went down a little bit. Every single situation is different, but it does happen more often than you think. So it definitely does not hurt to call.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA United Mortgage Corp. 25 Middle Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
South Korea is sending military aircraft to Australia to collect thousands of pounds of a desperately needed chemical that's vital to the country's economy.
Shortages of the additive used in diesel engines to reduce air pollution could cause transport chaos in South Korea. There's been panic buying. Truck drivers are warning deliveries could halt if they don't get the chemical solution made from urea to put in their vehicles. As well as Australia, diplomats have contacted other countries in a desperate search for the product. The shortages began when South Korea's main supplier, China, limited exports last month. The incident illustrates the fragility of global supply chains and the difficulties that can result from the lack of just a single product.
The BBC's Michael Bristow. Polish riot police have reinforced Poland's eastern border a day after hundreds of migrants tried to storm across the razor wire border fence from Belarus. News and analysis at townhall.com. The British government pouring $285 million into research into next-generation nuclear reactors.
The investment, which will be matched with some $340 million in the private sector, comes amid hope the small modular reactors could be in use by the 2030s. Supporters say such reactors would have the potential to be less expensive and more easily moved. The recipient of the government funds, Rolls-Royce SMR, estimates that each small modular reactor it hopes to build could be capable of powering 1 million homes.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Taiwan says China trying to take control of the island by wearing down its military capabilities and influencing public opinion. The Taiwanese Defense Ministry says China's ultimate goal is to take the island without a full-blown military conflict. Once again on Wall Street, the Dow down 149 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it, flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Chris Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
So I brought these in here because if I got a proposition for your listeners right here.
All right.
In my hands, I hold tickets to see Chingy live
the
in
rap
concert.
The rap
That's
star
right.
Chingy.
That's right. 90s and 2000s hip-hop sensation Chingy.
All right.
It's going to be right here in Roswell.
What's the date on that?
This Friday night.
Friday night at the Liberty?
At the Liberty.
All right. So you gonna put Tanner to work? Is that what you're saying?
Yep. If you guys want to go see Chingy this Friday night at the Liberty, what's the number here?
575-578-1198.
There you go. 578-1198. If you want to go see Chingy live, I got you a pair of passes, 4-pack. I'll give you the whole lot.
All right.
Go see Chingy.
575-578-1198.
Did my part.
Chingy.
Yeah.
Friday night at the Liberty. Go check it out.
He'll be
One pair of tickets.
He'll be right there. I can't help but wonder if he's staying at the Holiday Inn. And those are the two songs I know of his. That's it. Right there and Holiday Inn. That's what he did. I am kind of excited, though. Now, I'm not going to get to go to this one, I don't think, because I have my kids that night. But next Friday night,
all right,
there's a band coming called Every Time I Die. Okay. Now, that's a hardcore, like, heavy metal band.
Screamo, whatever.
Scream, yeah.
Okay.
The reason I'm stoked about it, and I'm going to have to find like somebody to just like watch my kids for 20 minutes so I can sneak over, is because the guy that plays, I would think, bass or like rhythm guitar in the band, along with one of the voices, is a professional wrestler who I happen to watch on AEW called The Butcher.
Oh.
Big dude, big burly guy. He's got this like gigantic handlebar mustache. And he's a pro wrestler, but he's also a
bass player.
A bass or something in a metal band.
Okay.
So
maybe him and Billy Bob Thornton could team up.
I'm curious if he gets as anal retentive about mentioning his hey, we don't talk about pro wrestling while I'm doing my music.
And then we get Fozzy in there while we're at it.
Same company, actually.
Is it? I figure wrestlers, singers. Okay. They probably looked at the same record label there and said, hey, what do you want to do? Which, by the way, Fozzy is short for Fake Ozzy. They were originally an Ozzy tribute band before they started doing his own stuff.
A tribute band / almost like parody band, because that's sort of like Jericho's whole thing is like he's, he leans into the silly side of like, rock, so to speak. He's kind of like the Jack Black of like, but less.
But he's like every
nose.
stereotype of it known to, like even the way he dresses and lives his life. It's like a 1980s metal band guy.
Well, if you think about it, the real, like the best frontmen in like the 80s metal bands are basically just wrestlers cutting promos.
That's true.
I mean, they got that gruff in the voice.
They had to go a little more falsetto.
You got to get the crowds in. So you got to, ain't that right, everybody?
Of course, parts of the 80s, they had to go a little high, little.
I would have loved to have seen like an 80s metal band come out and see, had Larry Poffo not succeeded in the business that he was in, we very well could have seen it, come out like Night Ranger and be like, "Ooh yeah, y'all ready for a good time? Ooh, sister, I'm gonna hit you. Good stuff. Ooh yeah."
I just want to do every 80s song in the Macho Man voice.
Could you imagine, like, and again, my mind goes here. It's just, Terry Funk didn't make it in wrestling, so we'll be heading up Texas Midnight Runners. Come on, Eileen. Oh, I swear I believe in this death match. Had wrestling not taken off the way it did, had the McMahons not succeeded in making wrestling a mainstream thing, we very well could have seen like some big name wrestlers fronting bands
in the midnight hour. I want more. Oh yeah, I want more.
Gosh darn it!
With a rebel yell, yeah.
Oh crap!
I'm gonna do this. Is gonna be my thing the rest of the day. I'm just gonna be doing that.
Right. Okay. Midnight Oil. I was trying to think of the name of the band.
Oh, the Australian band.
Yeah.
Beds Are Burning.
Yeah, Beds Are Burning.
They had two songs. Beds Are Burning was one, and what was the other one?
That's the only one I could really think of.
No, there's another one.
They did have another
There's
one.
a second one.
All right.
It sounds like Beds Are Burning, but it's not Beds Are Burning. It's another one. They were right there with the. It was big time right around.
That's my mind went to Stone Cold Steve Austin heading up Midnight Oil. If you think my bed is burning, give me a hell yeah.
The time's come to save this fare, to pay the rent now, pay our share. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
All right, let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show.
What you gonna do, brother, when the Holy Triumvirate comes running wild all over you? Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart's just over there. He's like the promoter.
Yeah.
Spam is going places.
Sorry, I just got these images, and it's all funny. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then about 9:15 or so, Robert Reynolds is going to join us for his monthly visit, and we'll talk about different events happening around town and get you up to date on those. Later on, we'll have your local news for you and town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show.
Didn't hear a lot of phone ringing, so 578-1198 if you want to pick up tickets to see Chingy.
He does have the door closed, so it's kind
true.
of his whole little world in there when the door's closed.
He has the phone off the hook. He's like, try me.
I think Tanner's a closet Chingy fan. He's going to hoard all the tickets.
He's like, nah, I'm going to Chingy.
I'm going to take the whole row, and I'm going to spread out.
I'm going to have the VIP table.
I got spread out. I got some leg room. I got to get my Chingy on.
Yeah.
All right, it is 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a cold front on the way. No rain with that system, but the wind will be getting very gusty by tomorrow. A mix of sunshine and clouds today, and our afternoon highs topping out at about 80. We'll be in the mid-40s and a few clouds overnight. Sunshine tomorrow, slightly cooler with highs in the upper 70s, and that wind kicking up to 40 miles an hour. Sunny and mid-70s Veterans Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 55 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 37%. Winds are out of the northeast at 8 miles per hour. 80, our official high for today under sunny skies with north winds at about 5 miles per hour. Pretty nice today. For tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low of 45. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. For your Wednesday, it's kind of a tale of two things here. Some good news, some not so great news. Sunny, 77 for the high tomorrow. The good news. Not so good news, going to be windy. Winds out of the northwest, 10 to 20. Early, picking up 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour later in the afternoon. Wednesday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 41. Northwest winds at around 5 to 10. For your Veterans Day on Thursday, sunny and 71 with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Back down into the mid-60s for Friday, and then back up into the upper 70s for Saturday and mid-70s on Sunday. So a little bit of a roller coaster deal there. Hey, a couple of events real quick want to mention here before we take our break here and bring Robert on. New Mexico Mounted Patrol is sponsoring the Axon Roadshow that's happening at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center today from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Axon Taser is the nation's leading manufacturer and developer of less lethal options for the majority of law enforcement officers around the country. They're going to be showcasing some of their stuff out there. Also, the public will be able to learn more about how to use the tasers and how body cameras are utilized. Participants will also be able to ask troopers from the New Mexico Mounted Patrol questions about their organization and what they can do for the citizens of New Mexico. And then, of course, if law enforcement wants to learn more about some of their body cams and tasers, things like that, come on out to the event. Again, if you have any questions or anything, reach out to Jason Holloway at 575-626-4633. Again, that's 575-626-4633. And again, that's happening from 10 to 2 today at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. And then also, Mesa Middle School Student Council would like to invite all veterans to their Veterans Day drive-by parade. That's going to be happening on Veterans Day this Thursday. They're asking veterans to meet at the Broadmoor Shopping Center where the Ashley store is. Used to be the old Sears, that shopping center. Meet there at 1:50 p.m. this Thursday. Veterans will then be led by fire and police to the Mesa Middle School, to the school at 2 o'clock. Students are looking forward to honoring you in this COVID-safe celebration for your service to our country and community. Come out and veterans, if you're available, I'd love to have you come out. Meet at 1:50 at the Broadmoor Shopping Center. There, the old Sears or the Ashley store there now. 1:50 on Thursday. and then they'll take you over, escort you over, fire and police at 2 o'clock. But I love these because I know veterans don't always want to be the center of attention and things. I get that. But we're also educating the youth and creating the next generation of folks that are going to be taking care of business for us and setting the example there. So that's what, to me, these events are all about. So if you can participate, love to have you do it. All right, it is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a 3-minute commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, we'll have Robert Reynolds join us, and we'll chit-chat all about stuff happening around town. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 622-4455.
What does paying $10 a month for health insurance sound like? Yeah, kind of like that. Open enrollment is on now, and you may be able to get health insurance for $10 a month. And as New Mexico's health insurance marketplace, Be Well NM makes finding health insurance and signing up easy and affordable. And our services are free. Call us at 1-833-862-3935 or visit BeWellNM.com to get the assistance you need and to get insured. Because you just never know.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Wait for it. It's coming. Spring River Park and Zoo present Race for the Zoo 2021. Saturday, November 13th, beginning at 9 a.m. It's a 5K with a 2-mile option, and you can run, walk, crawl, scuttle, whatever, with t-shirts for all races and awards and trophies for the fastest finishers. Proceeds go towards keeping our furry and feathered friends cared for. For more information, contact the Roswell Parks and Recreation Department at 575-624-6719 and register online at roswellconnect.com. Race for the Zoo 2021, November 13th, 9 a.m. at Spring River Zoo.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends only 10 minutes a day speaking. Many wish Mike Winters was more like the average person. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Robert Reynolds back with us. Good morning, Robert.
Morning, Mike. Morning, everybody.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. For folks that aren't aware, Robert joins us once a month and keeps us up to date with events happening around the community here. Everything from stuff at, when Senior Circle's going there, but not that's still not happening right now. But like poetry, gospel singing, events around town. He just keeps us up to date on some of these things. So looks like we got a full slate of stuff this time too, don't we? It's the holiday season coming. We're right getting into that. So there's a lot of things getting busy right now. So
yeah, this month and next month really busy.
Absolutely. So I guess we should dive right in. Senior Circle, they are still closed for COVID, but they are available to folks 50 and up for free. They do their birthday party every month. Well, they haven't done it in a while, but that'll be. They usually do that on the at 2 p.m. on the is it the third or second Wednesday of the month. So, but that's not happening right now. So.
No.
Good deals. Genealogical Society, they're still closed too, right? The Wilson Cobb Library.
Yeah, they're still closed.
Okay, but you can become a member for like $5 a year, and you get to access all of their resources and information if you love genealogy and want to learn more about your own family history and doing a little digging and all that kind of stuff. They can help you with all that. So very good. Give us an update on the High Prairie Poetry Society.
November 20th is our next meeting.
Okay.
And we're having a hard time finding a place to meet for 2 hours on Saturday. If anybody would have a place, it's only about 13 of us for 2 hours on Saturday once a month.
Okay.
And give me a call at the end of the program.
Okay.
And it's anybody, any age can come to the poetry. You can read the poetry, write your own poetry, read it out of a book.
Okay.
And I've been president for 10 years, and I've been in poetry about 15 years. And everybody be welcome. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's just a group of people that love poetry. If you like you said, if you love to write poetry and want to share it, come on out. If you love to just hear and listen to poetry, come on out. If you'd like to share poems that maybe you didn't write but are necessarily meaningful to you and would like to share them, then come on. This is what it's about. It's just a group of people getting together that love poetry and sharing it and talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, but like you said, if there's anybody out there that has a meeting place that can house about 13 or so, about a dozen people or so, reach out to Robert here, and we'll give you the phone number at the end. But so I guess, you can't meet out in the park much longer because it's going to be getting colder.
Yeah, too
so
cold.
you have to go inside summers. So hopefully someone's got maybe a church or a different building has a place they can meet at.
It's just for 2 hours once a month.
There you go. Or you can go meet at a restaurant and eat. Just sit and eat the whole time, eat and talk poetry. I imagine Grace would be really good because you got a whole room of very articulate people. They probably put out a really kick butt Grace. That Grace got some power behind it. But come on out and meet.
Get stuck with that Whopper in your mouth.
That's right. It's hard to talk with the Whopper in your mouth. That is true. Of course, Vitalant Blood Services, they're always in the need of blood here. They've got blood drives scheduled throughout the month. Please reach out to them and donate blood.
I keep forgetting to put the phone number on there.
I have it in here. I'll look it up. I don't have it handy. I'll dig it out and give it to people here. But reach out to them. They always, if you can, be a regular donor. I know you go every 2 months or whatever it is.
Every 2 months.
Every 2 months. To do that, if they just get a assortment of people that do that every month or every 2 months, go in there, donate a pint of blood. That's I mean we spoke with a lady one time that joined us on the show. She's donated over 20 gallons of blood in the course of her time there. And of course they honor you with pins and things, but people like her are really saving lives out there. So. I'm not asking you to donate 10 gallons of blood or anything, but if go out there, go out there 3 times a year and donate blood. If you could do that, that'd be a great thing. So
yeah, that'd be appreciated quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us an update on what's happening at Trinity Methodist Church there.
The pastor's wife, Reverend Young, they're from South Korea and they've lived in the United States for a long time.
Okay.
And she's went to South Korea to take care of her mother.
Okay.
And she left a week ago, and she's not coming back to January.
Okay.
And they have a daughter 16, their son 14, and he's here, and he does a real good job.
Awesome.
And I thought I'd give an update and tell everybody hi at Trinity.
All right. Well, very good. So come see the family preach, I guess, now while the preacher's taking care of other family back home there.
I think now, since I sang Sunday, by now everybody should be awake now.
You got them perked up. You lined them up, read them up for you. But definitely come on out. What time's service times at Trinity?
9 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Very good. And so folks are more than welcome to come and be a part. And if you love gospel singing and stuff, always looking for more voices to join Robert in the gospel singing there. Very cool. Good deal. Of course, Sun Country Physical Therapy. We were talking about this morning because Sean was talking about how he saw you at an event and you were manhandling some chairs, and he was impressed. I said, that man's in shape. He works out every week at Sun Country. That's what's going on, So tell him your secret, Robert, about your secret to your strength and your weight loss and everything else here.
Yeah, I lost another pound. I lost 125 now.
Nice.
And I'm not trying to. It just happens.
It just happens
when you exercise, I guess.
Call it a win.
Yeah, it's you got walk-in service. The hours Monday through Thursdays 8 to 5, and on Friday 8 to noon. And you got some good therapists there, and just come and for injuries or anything, they'll take care of you.
Awesome. Yeah, reach out. They do. Of course, like you said, they help folks get healthy. But if you've got a sports industry or injury or a rehab injury or a surgery rehab, anything like that, they help all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I keep wanting to say injury wrong, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, definitely give them a call. They can take care of those needs for you if you need help there. You want to talk a little bit about your CDs?
Yeah, I got the CDs for sale. There's 14 songs, and they're $20, and I wrote the songs. And you can, on our phone number at the end, I can tell you what.
Call that number and get out. Yeah. Of course, Christmas right around the corner. Yeah. They fit nicely in stockings.
Fit them in that stocking.
Yeah, so looking to give a gift of music?
Yeah.
Reach out to Robert here. Very good. Yeah, it's all songs that you wrote yourself. It's you singing. I would say it's you singing accompanied by piano, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. So get a copy here to put under your tree.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's talk about, of course, Veterans Day is this Thursday.
Yeah.
We celebrated the city celebration on Saturday, but actual Veterans Day is this Thursday. And, of course, a lot of schools in the area are going to be doing Veterans Day programs. Roswell High School will have a veterans program on Thursday. Tell folks a little bit about that.
That's at 1:15 and 2:15.
Okay.
12:15 and 2:15. It's going to be in the foyer, and then we're going to the gym at 1:55.
Okay.
And they got the songs and they got the programs, and always it's fun. If you're a veteran and you're healthy enough, you can get out there. You got to get out there and see how they take care of the veterans in Roswell. They did that. I've lived here 28 years, and they do wonderful things.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I love this day for this reason, because I think Veterans Day is a great day. I mean, to honor veterans and all of that, absolutely. But I think the onus on the day is also on veterans themselves to raise awareness for veterans and also to educate our younger folks about the role of the veteran in our society and why it's important and why we have these individuals. And so that's why I love the school events, like the high school event. As I mentioned earlier, Mesa Middle School also doing their Veterans Day. They're asking veterans to meet at the Broadmoor Shopping Center at 1:15 on Thursday. And then at 2 o'clock, they're going to have police and fire escort the veterans over to Mesa Middle School for their Veterans Day assembly there. So Roswell High's got theirs meet at 12:15. And then it'll start at 1:15. Theirs is at 1:50. So if I don't know if you got time to make all these, but if you got family that goes to Mesa and you want to go to there or Roswell High, but if you can, come on out to some of these too. So I know some of our American Legion Post guys, they're doing I believe over at Goddard, they have a veteran in a classroom day, and so a couple of our American Legion guys are going to go and be in the classrooms and stuff on Thursday. I can't make it because they got to be there at like 8:30 in the morning, and my day job prevents me from doing that. But yeah, so we got a lot of good stuff out there. So vets, come on out to Roswell High this Thursday, or Mesa, or both if you can, and pull it off here. And if you hear word of any other events and things, please get out there and support them. So
I'm surprised Goddard didn't have their thing in the gym. That's really special. But it's the second year I called them and not having.
I think. Well, I'm sure they have their reasons. COVID's probably part of that, but I would say they're going to have it back. And of course, this cool veterans in the program class, I like that too. Is a great way to educate these kids and do it in a more, I guess, to meet the COVID principles and make everybody happy that way. So it's a good thing. Very good. So Roswell High's got theirs. What's happening? They got a music fest or something in Alamogordo coming up here?
No, Alamogordo on November 12th and 13th in the Alamo Music Center.
Okay.
There's a program. A funny thing happened on the way to the fair. and it's in the Flickering Center, Saturday at 7 to 2.
Okay.
And Sunday 7 to 2. And you can visit flickering.com.
Okay. Very good. So if you want to go to Alamogordo, maybe while you're there, hit the music, hit something to eat, go check out the Space Museum while you're there, too, if you want to hit a couple things while you're in Alamogordo.
Mm-hmm.
Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves. That is a play that the Roswell Community Little Theater is going to be putting on. Tell folks about that.
It's going to be December 3rd and 10th, December 10th and 17th. Fridays at 7:30, Saturdays at 7:30, and Sundays 2:30 p.m.
Yeah, you can get tickets at roswelltheater.com. You can get for that, and it's going to be a fun show, fun for the family. It's got think of like good for the kids, but think of Shrek, where Shrek has like it's kind of geared for kids, but the some of the lines and stuff are funny for adults too. Think of this play as that in that vein of that. So, but yeah, definitely check it out here in the first part of December. Talk about the gallery at November 9th, their event they've got going on there.
Then Gallup, New Mexico Art Crawl.
Okay.
From 7 to 9 p.m. It's in the Music Craft, and they got the Monster Truck Show also.
Okay.
You can visit Facebook and find out some more information.
All right. So Monster Truck fans want to take a trip to Gallup, there you go. Sweet. Talk about November 13th, the Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, November 13th to December 17th is Winter Wonderland, the Heritage Museum, Lee County Hall of Fame.
Okay.
At New Mexico College, the Thunderbird Center in Hobbs. You can call 575-492-2678.
Very good. Talk about the New Mexico College event here.
Yeah, this is November 20th in Carlsbad.
Okay.
For the food drive and the bike marathon on Main Street in Carlsbad.
Okay.
It's 115 Canyon from 2 to 5 p.m. Live music, food, all ages welcome. You can call 575-499-9441.
Cool. Very good. All right. Excellent. Let's talk a little bit about the Las Cruces Home and Garden event there.
Yeah, November 20th and 21st in Las Cruces Home Growing Show at 4100 Dripping Springs Road on Saturday from 9 to 4, Sunday 9 to 3, and you can find out more on Facebook.
Cool. Very good. So you got some stuff outside of town, too. And one more here. Go to Cloudcroft. They've got their Christmas market coming up, I guess.
Yes.
When tell dates and everything about that.
Yeah, the Cloudcroft, November 26th and 27th. The Christmas market is going to be on Friday from 1 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 4. And you can go to coolcloudcraft.com.
All right. Very good. So go out there Cool Cloud. Say this 3 times fast. Coolcloudcroft.com. Coolcloudcroft.com.
That's hard to say.
It is hard to say. It doesn't want to flow off the tongue very easily. And then let's get back to Roswell here. What's happening at the Roswell Museum and Art Center there?
The second Saturday at 10 o'clock, they have the Recycle Art. And you can call 575-624-6744 for more information. And they hold this the second Saturday of every month.
Yeah, it's great. You get to go and do projects here and learn how to make something out of nothing. And they use, and I hate to tell you this, but that stuff can get expensive. Like you ever seen like people make recycled art, or they even make like functional things like purses or lamps or something, and they make it out of recycled material? That stuff's not cheap. Like you put it together and make it of all these bottle caps or whatever. They'll turn around and sell it for $100, and you're like, wow, that's pretty, dang. So that might behoove people to learn that skill while they're there as kids. And next thing you know, you're out there taking old junk piles and turn it into cash because you're able to make it into some cool artwork or functional pieces of furniture or something like that. So
yeah,
cool.
A lot of them come out real pretty.
They do. It takes a good uniqueness to. I'm not one of those people. I can't look at like a bottle and be like, I can make a tree out of it, or I can make a guitar out of that. I'm like, okay, I see a bottle. But some people can do that, I'm not one of them. But definitely go visit that with the Museum and Art Center, and of course, learn about all their classes and things for the kids and events and stuff for the family, not just the kids too, to get involved with. Very good. Let's talk about that's ENMU's Turkey Trot deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about that.
Now, November 20th, it's New Mexico University Turkey Trot.
Okay.
We got the 5-mile run and other runs. Email Sean Powell at Eastern New Mexico University.education.
Yeah, it's seanpowell.enmu.edu. That's his web or his email address. Yeah. Dr. Powell's, of course, the president of the college there, so you can he'll and he's I think the turkey trot's kind of one of his passions. He loves to do this run, and this is kind of his passion and to help him get back to the community and stuff. So reach out to Dr. Powell if you'd like to get involved in the 2021 turkey trot here happening November 20th through Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell.
Yeah.
So very good. December 11th, Christmas dinner. Talk a little bit about that at the fairgrounds.
On December 11th, the Christmas dinner show, Eastern New Mexico State Fairground. We got the dinner and the dance.
Okay.
You can call 575-624-6744 for more information.
All right. And then let's go back to the Roswell Museum and Art Center on December 11th. They've got another event happening there.
Yeah, the second Saturday at 10 a.m. on December 11th. You make Christmas ointment, and you can call 575-624-6744. And the ointments, me and my wife made 2 or 3 years ago. There's a lot of fun doing that.
Okay. Like, do they make the ornaments out of like a paper or glass or something, or how do they?
They do the paper, and you glue the paper together,
Okay.
then you can paint your colors.
Oh, I got you. Okay,
Like
cool. Very cool. Yeah, when you hear Christmas ornaments, there's so many different ways to make those. So that's cool. And then, of course, we do want to remind folks, New Mexico Military Institute is doing their Veterans Day breakfast. You do need to RSVP for that. Reach out to them to do that. I don't know is there a deadline on that one? I don't know, but reach out to them.
In the paper, it didn't have a deadline, but you have the reservation.
Okay.
And it's 8 a.m. In the lunchroom, and they go have guest speakers and the music, and like I say, we must have reservations, and that breakfast is delicious.
Is it? I'd love to have it one time. I'm always here doing the morning show, so they got to do a to-go one. See if I can get a to-go breakfast one time. That'd be great.
I sat by a lieutenant colonel one year, about 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
I didn't salute him either. Have my uniform, Marine Corps uniform on there.
Well, I think he'll let you slide. I think you're good to go.
He said, "You don't have to call me sir. Just eat your food."
Yeah.
That was funny.
That's all right. I think sometimes the officers get tired of it. Like you know how like when you were in the military and there are certain people that would try to walk the other way to avoid having to salute somebody to get out. I think sometimes the officers do it too. They see a group of soldiers or GIs coming, they're like, "Oh man, I'm gonna turn to left so I don't have to salute everybody."
Arms get tired of it. Up and down.
I think they do the same thing. I don't think it's just one side. So, but yes, they're having their breakfast 8 a.m. on Veterans Day here. Reach out to NMMI to RSVP for that event. Let's talk about. Got 2 more here on the list here. Yeah. Let's talk about the event here on the 26th. I can't quite read the annual. Something with Christmas. I can't read it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is in Carlsbad, November 26th and 27th. It's the 39th annual Calico Christmas Pecos Ring Ring Village, rather.
Okay.
And it's Friday from 8:30 to 6 and Saturday from 8:30 to 4. And you can go to Facebook or call 575-885-3322.
Very good. All right. And then one more item in Santa Fe. Talk a little bit about this thing with veterans.
Now, Santa Fe is November 11th and 12th. That's this weekend. The Veterans Journey, Gene Clarkson, I can't remember that name, 418 Montezuma Avenue. And it's Thursday from 1 to 6 and Friday from 1 to 6. And I don't have no email or nothing on that.
Okay. I'm sure if folks get interested, they can reach out and get the info they need there for that. So
yeah.
Very good. Of course, if you missed any of the stuff we talked about here, or if you'd like to get a copy of Robert's CD, or any questions about anything we talked about here, don't hesitate to reach out to Robert here by phone. If you don't get Robert in person, leave a voicemail. He will get back to you as possible. But if anybody has any questions, or would like to get a copy of the CD, or would like to do some gospel singing with you, or wondering when you're putting together baseball teams, what's that number they can get a hold of you at, Robert?
575-208-9513. Call anytime with a voicemail, and I appreciate everything, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and God bless you.
Where are you doing Thanksgiving at? Where are you guys going? You all going to hit someplace? You going to make your own Thanksgiving?
They used to have, Johnny Gonzalez used to have the Thanksgiving and a couple other places, but so far I haven't heard nothing.
Well, his wife picked up that mantle. His wife took over last year or the year before to do that too. So I think they still do that. And I know Boys and Girls Club's doing something. There's a couple out there. So we'll get the word out on more of these as we get closer. But definitely, well, good deal. Well, enjoy your Thanksgiving, both you guys. And good thing you're losing weight now, because I bet you're going to gain a pound or two between now and the next time we see you. It's Thanksgiving. If you don't, you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? You got to all diets are suspended on Thanksgiving Day. That's the rule.
If you want to taste my turkey, it's burnt brown.
Yeah, that's your favorite? Good deal. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you here. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in December, okay?
Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, and thank you for your service. Go enjoy some veterans recognition here on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. It is 9:42. Let's go ahead and pause for local news, Sean Hannity update, your Chaves County sports update, and a quick break as well. Don't go away. We'll be back. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Roswell has a new recreation department director. Colette Hall began her new duties at the beginning of this month and brings 25 years of experience in municipal recreation with her. Hall is a native of Lubbock, Texas, and spent much of her career in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She actually retired from a previous job, but said she got bored and decided to go back to work. In Carlsbad now, the new police substation is open in the 4200 block of National Parks Highway, right near the Quality Inn and Suites. Mayor Dale Janway says the goal of the new substation will be to increase accessibility and to help the city better serve the public. Also in his monthly newsletter, Janway gave updates on highway projects, saying the State Transportation Department is currently in the design phase of the New Mexico 31 and New Mexico 128 highway projects. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Every store you go to, every item you buy in every store you go to, we're now paying unnecessarily high prices, and the Americans that are hurt the most are the ones that Democrats claim to have the most compassion for, and that's the poor and the middle class. Because if they're paying $15, $20, $25 more to fill their gas tank and heat their home, maybe $500 to $1,000, they can't afford it. All of this is fixable. You can resolve all of this. I know, but the media would be so upset because they'd have to deal with a few mean tweets from Donald Trump. I'll take mean tweets and energy independence and secure borders and lower taxes and respect on the world stage from all these hostile regimes over this cognitive mess that we've got, Joe Biden.
The conservative underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, this Veterans Day, Blinds.com, they salute the heroes who served our nation, and they're celebrating with up to 45% off site-wide. Now, Blinds.com, they make it simple and easy and affordable. You can upgrade your whole house with blinds and shades, interior shutters, and more. You always get free shipping, 100% satisfaction guarantee. It's simple. Go to Blinds.com right now through November the 11th. Save up to 45% off on everything. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a cold front on the way. No rain with that system, but the wind will be getting very gusty by tomorrow. A mix of sunshine and clouds today, and our afternoon highs topping out at about 80. We'll be in the mid-40s and a few clouds overnight. Sunshine tomorrow, slightly cooler with highs in the upper 70s, and that wind kicking up to 40 miles an hour. Sunny and mid-70s Veterans Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report, with Gateway Christian winning the six-man football championship and the tragic passing of Mickey Reeves kind of dominating the sports report yesterday. We didn't tell you about the other teams, and most of them did pretty well in the playoffs, the football opening round. Goddard, for instance, in 5A, blew out Valley 56-14. Goddard plays Roswell in the next round Friday night at 7 o'clock. NMMI likewise disposed of Thoreau 48-8. The Colts play at number 4 St. Mike's on Saturday. Dexter likewise smashed Cuba 35-0. They'll play against number 2 Socorro, and Hagerman gets blown out by Eunice 54-3. They played earlier this season. Eunice won in overtime, so I don't know what's happening with Hagerman. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. American business icon General Electric will divide itself into 3 public companies focusing on aviation, healthcare, and energy. The company plans to spin off its healthcare business in early 2023. Its energy segment a year later. GE stock has been soaring on that news. Inflation at the wholesale level before it reaches consumers rose 8.6% last month from a year earlier, and matching September's record annual gain. It's more evidence that inflationary pressures are not yet easing. It pays to be a whistleblower, at least in this case. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration paying $24 million to an individual who reported that Hyundai and Kia moved too slowly on the recall of more than 1 million vehicles with engines that could freeze or catch fire. First such award by that agency. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
It's that time of year when your home is filled with friends and family. The perfect time for new furniture from Glenn's. Reinvent your living room with stylish power reclining furniture. Make room for the whole family with a big, beautiful dining table. Surprise your out-of-town visitors with new bedroom furniture. Glenn's has quality furniture you'll be proud of for years, and they'll deliver it for free. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell. Glenn's, making the season bright and beautiful since 1953.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Welcome to the Asian market. This is Nok. Right now we have a new ingredient like galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf, and Thai chili to make tom yam gung and tom kha gai. And try out new delicious nail soup on Saturday. Come see me at the Asian market, 5702 South Main. Call for order 840-5309.
Ladies and gentlemen, So Easy Sewing finally has our most popular sewing machines and sergers back in stock. We have the Zest, our entry-level machine, on sale for $149. We have the Amazing Jazz 2, which boasts a 12-inch throat, on sale for $799, and our #1 selling Verve sewing embroidery combo machine on sale for $999. All machines include lifetime instruction on the use of the machine. Hurry in to 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell to claim your new machine before they're gone. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
If you're faced with a decision on your current job and career path, please consider an advertising sales position with Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company. We have a veteran sales staff to work with and learn from. We represent 5 radio stations and an online platform that reaches thousands of listeners and viewers across the Pecos Valley and beyond. We pay a base salary and expense reimbursement, plus a generous commission plan. Within your first year, you could be earning $35,000 to $40,000 with room for growth. You won't be stuck in an office, you'll have lots of time for your family, and will never ask your vaccination status. If you're interested, email jobs@pvbcradio.com and ask to speak with Vice President and General Sales Manager Thomas Beard today. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company is an equal opportunity employer.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k or IRA? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Experts agree the 401k has been a dismal failure, and even the man who invented it now says it's a monster that should be destroyed. 401ks and IRAs have major dangers, including fees that gobble up 50% of your retirement savings over time. The government controls your money and changes the rules anytime they want, and it gets worse. History confirms we're past due for a major market crash that could wipe out 50% of your savings again. Now, a free report from Bank on Yourself reveals where the inventor of the 401k puts his money. You're 100% protected from crashes. There are no fee surprises. And you control your money, not the government. Plus, your withdrawals are tax-free, which protects your savings from being devoured by taxes that can only get more monstrous. So get your report now at freereportfast.com. That's freereportfast.com. freereportfast.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits or the astronauts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 9:53. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up the show, and now some important conversations that I need to have. I was amused, influenced by a picture I saw on Facebook. A friend of mine shared a fare of food that they were offering at a local establishment back in Maryland, back where I'm from.
Sure.
Apparently today is National Scrapple Day.
Oh.
I'm sure there's a certain segment of people like, what the heck is Scrapple?
I'd say a large subset of southeastern New Mexico doesn't really know what Scrapple is.
Scrapple is
it's kind of like a Depression era food.
It's still big in the East Coast, southern East Coast. It's still a big.
Basically, it's
staple.
all the pots of the pig that you don't normally eat with like chops or bacon, mixed together and congealed together into like a loaf.
Yes, exactly. By the way, I remember watching like Food Network a couple years ago. And there was maybe it was Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, one of those type shows.
Sure.
And they were spotlighting a Santa Fe cafe, a cafe there in Santa Fe. And apparently that guy's from the East Coast because he was like a Scrapple connoisseur. And this guy in Santa Fe makes all these Scrapple dishes out of Scrapple. But my point is, being National Scrapple Day, I was kind of blown away because the way I've always had Scrapple is with breakfast, fry up your eggs, the Scrapple.
Like hash form.
Well, no. Well, that's how when I made it, it turned out that way. But when my mom made it the proper way, you cut it into slices, the loaf, and cut it into slices, and then you bread it some way with some flour or whatever, and then you fry it.
Okay.
And so it creates something that looks like a burger patty, kind of, but smaller.
Right.
It's got a hard crust on the outside, and it's soft and gooey on the inside. And I used to eat them, with breakfast all the time.
Sure.
But this local restaurant has created a triple Scrapple sandwich with 3 big pieces of Scrapple, cheese, a fried egg, and a brioche bun. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to see that, and I'm like, I want to try that.
Here's the problem I see with it is it really has to do, and I've never had Scrapple per se in that. Like I've had a lot of weird congealed meats. Braunschweiger, I love Braunschweiger. Like one of my legitimate favorite things. That with some mustard and some red onion on a cracker. It's great. Anyways, I've never had Scrapple, but the problem I see with it, the way you describe it, is structural integrity.
It does have that problem.
Because you're going 3 deep, plus some cheese. I'm guessing since there's melted cheese on top that these are at least griddle fried,
Yeah.
griddle seared.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
So
Yeah.
they've got that crust on the outside. So as soon as you squish that sandwich down enough to where you could take a decent bite,
it might goo out on you.
It's either going to goo out or there's going to be a lot. It's going to turn into a mess.
Well, you need elbows out for this thing.
Yeah, you're eating like a cholo, elbows
Yeah.
out, side to side.
Yeah, you gotta get to work on this thing. But,
Right. And to all who recognize that reference, you're in the cool kids club. Go ahead.
There is an art to cooking scrapple, and that's just it. Like, it turned out hash when I made it because I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And I don't know what my mom did to make it that way, but if you do it right, there's enough structural integrity to keep it together.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, people don't make it to give it that enough structure. Either they burn it
Mm-hmm.
or they don't cook it enough, and it just turns to goo. Those look like they were stoutly, because they look like burger patties.
This is what I'm going to say. I would say that any man with the confidence to go 3 deep or 3 high on a scrapple sambwich has the confidence in their ability to make a structurally sound scrapple.
Yeah,
that's tough to say.
It is.
And on that note, I will leave you with, because I have to go do country radio.
He has to do a drop, yes.
That a sandwich is but a sandwich, but a 3 high triple scrapple and cheese with fried egg sandwich, that, my friend, is a meal.
Yes, it is. God bless
That's
America.
a manwich.
Don't you sully my scrapple sandwich with manwich terms.
Crack open a can of manwich and go au jus on that bad boy.
Oh, man. I can feel my arteries hardening as we speak. Scrapple is also an acquired taste, by the way. I know, like I said, it was a staple growing up, but kids, generally speaking, for the most part, frown upon the scrapple. Don't tell them what it is. But if they do it right, then it's not bad. But the problem is, there's not a lot of people that can pull off scrapple and cook it correctly. And that one looks on point. Oh, man. But now I kind of want to start dabbling in scrapple. I wonder if you can even buy that in a store here. I got to look harder at the meat section in the grocery store next time I'm here. See if scrapple. Of course, it could be. That might qualify in the deli section. I'll look in the breakfast meat, but take a look around. See if you go in the breakfast meat section or deli meat section, and then like where you find, look where you see bacon and sausage and stuff. Maybe they got some scrapple stuck in there, one of the stores here, but it's not very common around here. But it's for me, I think it's a nostalgic thing. I think I just growing up and having it and as being a part of it, and my mother was one of the few people that I know could cook it. That's the thing. It's not easy to cook. So anyway, I'm curious now. I'm gonna try to. But that sandwich, man, that looks good. I just don't live in Maryland anymore and can't go to Marie's Diner to enjoy their triple scrapple sandwich. That looks good. Dang, we got to go. It's already pushing 10 o'clock here. If you missed any part of our show, I invite you to go back to ksvptv.com and check it out at your leisure. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You'll find it there. We got to go. Travis and Sexton up next. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. Have a wonderful day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.